Hello, everybody. Just trying to dock this. Hi, everybody coming in. So we are doing the role of the 13th juror again today in the Rick Chow case. We have about 3 days of case to get through, and then we have a fourth day, which we find out the verdict. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be observing this case from the perspective of the jury, because this was one where this man in South Carolina unalives a 14-year-old teenage boy. His name is Cyrus Belton. He unalives him, chasing him, alleging he stole something. He didn't steal anything. It gets into a lot of nitty-gritty. What we found out in the past few days is that essentially the first deputy on the scene says, because oh my God, I swear it keeps giving me a restriction for unoriginal content, so I don't know what to do about that. But anyway, I was just waiting for it. So we found out in the first day is that, the prosecution does their opening saying, hey, this kid was basically unalived over some hypothetical stolen water bottles. And then defense puts up theirs that says, oh, well, this kid had a gun and he points it at the son. First deputy says he never said anything about having a gun pointed at him. First witness says, I never saw a gun. Second witness tells us that he was kneeling and trying to get back up and was pew-pewed in the back, which already makes his self-defense claim very hard to understand. So we're going to be getting back into this today, and I will start playing this right now. And if you have questions, just throw them in the chat.
They have any feeling either way on that?
We don't, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
I think I'm just going to continue admonishing to not do.
Hi, Law. You're welcome to join whenever.
Nothing else we have.
Okay. All right. First, we have lost another girl. The illness. So, number 22, which is the first selected juror. My clerk has prepared and the numbers of the other alternates, which I will draw from as required by statute. So, our replacement will be juror number 232.
Oh, we've got a replacement juror. Okay, no worries, Law. Whatever you want to do, babe. We're just seeing if he gives any other instructions.
All right, so we will replace, and juror number 22, for the record, juror number 22 called in today, indicated she was sick, would not be able to make it.
I'll be listening. I'm just taking care of some stuff.
No worries.
Random drawing for statute by juror number 232. All right, have another note from the jury, and they are obviously sentencing the case. The trial is going because the judge, we have a juror that has an important doctor's appointment that must be kept. The appointment is for June 3rd. So if we are still here at any time, we'll work around that.
You're also welcome to watch
That's
whenever.
Wednesday next week. I think so. I thought so too. Sorry. That has been marked as courts exhibit 16.
So it looks like we've... Hold on, let me pause real quick because I know it's hard to hear when I'm talking over them. So it looks like we've had a juror replaced for what it sounds like was a doctor's appointment that they couldn't afford to miss. I'm not sure, but that's just what I'm gathering from the judge talking here. Just started, Di, so how are you?
Yes. I was lingering. I'm like, I got to get the first part of it this time.
No worries.
I'm still speaking in other voices after reading the transcript, so I apologize.
No, you're totally good. I totally get it. We'll get back into this, but it looks like they're just replacing a juror right now, so should be getting into it here in just a minute.
Other things, just housekeeping wise, I thought about addressing this yesterday morning, After Monday's argument, some things started getting a little chippy and I didn't, and it started bubbling over yesterday. And I don't know what or why there's this dynamic in this courtroom. I don't know whether it's TV cameras, media cover, I don't know. But there's way too much acrimony, bickering back and forth, sarcasm, eye rolling, disparaging opposing counsel. That stops right now. I didn't practice that way. I don't like preside over cases that way. And I'm not talking to one person, I'm talking to every person.
He's upset.
That stops now. You were all great lawyers.
Ruh-roh.
And I've worked with every one of you as a member of the bench. I know many of you personally outside the courtroom. I've known some of you for the entirety of my career. I respect every one of you, but this needs to stop. Just be the great lawyer you are, try your case, and let's move on. And from here on out, we'll have one lawyer, one witness. We'll have one lawyer, one argument. Also, happened a couple times yesterday, lawyers need to stand when they're addressing the court, with the exception of Mr. Swervin. He did address that with me. He had an issue with his knee. And his birthday Saturday. So,
Don't say that on birthday.
what else? Just caution you also as to the redundancy, especially when it's back. 611D allows me to permit some of that. But I know Ms. Taylor may remember the last trial. I was with you, Juror sent a note, or the jury sent a note requesting that counsel limit their repetitive questions to 2 or 3. So y'all keep that in mind. Just everybody take a glance back at Rule 18 of the criminal rules of procedure. Also, in pretrial matters, we dealt with the issue of today being the anniversary of the event which we are all here for. I'm told there may be some hell buttons or things of that nature. In the pretrial, I ordered that there's not even mention of the anniversary today. So if anybody has anything like that on, including about a juror.
Looks like the witness is about to get on the stand, but this is kind of interesting.
You were.
Oh, yeah, he's smacking everybody down.
What's the status of that?
No.
Yeah, he is not amused.
All right, now that she is released.
She is released, okay. Can someone from the state or defense let the brother know?
You'd love to see it, but were they not standing when they were addressing the court? That's pretty rude.
I think I did see one of the attorneys on the defense side do that. I don't know if I saw it on the prosecution side. And they very well may have. I know I did see one attorney on the defense side do that, where they were just sitting while they were addressing the court. And I kind of like clocked it, but I was like, different judges, different rules, different sort of standards. And, you know, maybe they know this judge or whatever, but yeah, he's not amused with any of this. I like how he got onto them for the bickering back and forth and the redundant questions, because I was like, yes, that was great.
Well, it is a problem. Apparently, she had a personal trip that she has now canceled, perhaps, but I hope she can put it back together.
Okay. I had that on the list.
I think that is everything.
Just wanted to follow up too on the issue yesterday with Deputy English and Deputy Carter, statements, the Rule 106 issue. Based on, just to clarify, I did have the opportunity to look over the exhibits. I'm going to stand by that ruling on the rule of completeness, but with the finding that the statements or the body cams consisted of 2 separate statements. There's some case law, basically two statements don't satisfy or aren't required. If they're 2 separate statements, they aren't required to be both submitted statements per terms of the rule of completeness. So I'm will stand by that ruling, but again, we'll find that the statement of English and the statement of Carter are 2 separate statements. Anything else?
No mistake.
Just per your ruling, we understand completely. Just let the court know with the court's written instructions and the solicitors, Carter has been subpoenaed and will be testifying. So just so we know that we've done everything that the court has required under the extradition.
And based upon some other cases I read, and if it does, if there's any error I may have made.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. If you knew it was important for your side, why would they not have already been subpoenaed or on your witness list? Like, I'm trying to understand this. Can you explain this to me, Di? Like, what is going on here?
Sorry, I'm not sure, dude. And they're like blah 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 blah, blah. And I thought there was some kind of a question even before that I was not catching.
Yeah, well, I mean, they talked about when we they were basically having the back and forth about the rule of completeness, the 106. He was saying, I know I stand by my ruling that these are
Okay.
two separate statements. So, like, and then I guess Guy was saying, like, no, we went ahead and subpoenaed him and da 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 da. But, like, my question is just always going to be, if you thought that their statement or them at all were important to your case, why were they not already subpoenaed? Like, just
Well, I got you now, and that's exactly how you do it. I mean, you want to do subpoenas enough to cover everybody, and for me, it's like never take their word, always give them a subpoena. And
yeah.
if he was going to use them, they should be sitting out in the hallway waiting for their turn, unless we're talking about a rebuttal situation. And I think they're still on direct, so I don't think they're even in rebuttal yet.
Oh, no. We're still on day 2 and we still have a whole nother day to go. So, like, yeah, they're still on direct. I'm not.
There's one thing I can think of,
What? I'm sorry, Law,
that
repeat that.
there's one thing I can think of is that maybe he was on the state's witness list, and the state was, or the defense was anticipating that the state was going to call them and didn't subpoena them himself. And then, so if the state ends up not calling him, then the defense is kind of left holding the bag because they didn't subpoena the witness.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I would have. I mean, maybe they still will. I don't know, but I would have thought that this state probably would have called more officers. But just my
Well,
take.
it's hard to know. I mean, if you don't want to over do it either and exhaust your jury when it's not needed, but on the other hand, you want to have people ready to go. I feel like there was a Trump trial situation where they're like, we can fly somebody in, the expert to get the testimony in, like we'll fly them in, but I can't remember which case it was. It was so long ago. Anyway, bottom line, if you want them to be testifying, of course, you need to get them subpoenaed.
Yeah, well, I guess just my thought was that, like, I probably would have had them on my list subpoenaed simply because they're saying that statement that was made to, I guess, this Carter, the Deputy Carter, actually says, like, that Cyrus had pointed a gun, like, from Mr. Chow. So that's why I would have thought, like, that would have automatically just been on their list. But to Law's point, I could understand maybe, like, thought the state was going to call him. I don't know. It feels, meh.
It definitely can happen, though. I mean, there are some little, tricks of the trade, as it were, to make things go a certain way or not. But it's possible.
Fair enough.
I
All
don't know.
right.
Anyone I subpoenaed, I was like, okay, who's here to testify at 5:00 today? Great. Because it's 9:00 in the morning. You're like, just go in this little room. No, anytime now, anytime we'll call you, stay in the little room for like 12 hours. And then that's not really good either.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, let's get to this first witness they're going to call.
He is subpoenaed, and he will be testifying to the remainder of the statement, based on the state's present rules.
All right, Mr. Tolbert, can you let your number 232 know that she is now part of the panel?
I will, yes.
Thank you, sir, and bring them on in.
Wait, I just remembered the case.
Yes, Miss Lee.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Good morning.
I'm good.
It was a Stormy Daniels case. I just remembered when they had other people they were going to pull in and they were going to fly him out. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. All right.
You mind just telling us where you're from?
I'm born and raised here in Columbia. I currently live now in Michigan,
What took you to Michigan?
job-wise.
Where do you work?
I work for the Department of Veteran Affairs.
When did you move to Michigan?
I moved to Michigan 2 months ago.
2 months ago. Where did you live before that? Here?
I live here.
Where at? House?
I live in an apartment complex, Brookside Crossing on Park Lane.
Okay, so pretty close to where all this happened.
Yes, sir.
And so were you living there on May 28th of 2023?
Yes.
Okay. Could you walk us through what you were doing that day?
That day I had family from Michigan in town, and we were on our way going out to eat when we saw the incident occur.
Who was with you?
My aunt from Michigan.
Anybody else?
No, just me and her.
Were you guys driving together? Separately?
We were driving together. She was driving.
She was driving. Okay. What kind of car were you in?
We were in, it's a Cadillac SUV, one of those new models. It was her vehicle.
Do you remember if your windows were up or down?
They were half cracked.
And were you pulling out of, like, where were you pulling out of what subdivision or neighborhood?
We were pulling out of Brookside Crossing, leaving out, trying to make a right.
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to show you what's already in evidence that states 15. Now, Mrs. Broadwater, I am unfortunately lacking in the height department, so even with this great piece of modern technology, I may not be able to point exactly to where I'm indicating, but if you need me to specify, I will let you know. Are you letting me know? So could you tell us roughly where your neighborhood was?
The neighborhood is right there. That's considered, yes, that's considered Brookside Crossing.
Okay. And were you pulling out of this area?
Yes, we were pulling out, making a right.
Okay, so you're coming this way?
Yes.
All right, and then this is the gas station?
Correct.
Okay, so whenever you were pulling out this way, did anything draw your attention to the right?
No, we were just pulling out. When I turned my head to the right, me and my aunt, that's when we saw the incident occur.
Okay. Stephanie, can we do 26? I'm going to show you what's also in evidence of stage 26. So this is with what?
So she has a different like line of sight and line of perspective than some of the other people that were coming up from sort of behind them. Like if the store's here, like she's coming at it this way, but these other witnesses, I guess, were coming this way, like from I don't know. Y'all get what I'm saying. Different line of sight. That's all I'm trying to say.
What direction is it? Towards where you come out of or away?
This is towards, so as you come, this will be my right, so it's coming out up there where the tree is at.
Okay. So you would have been down over here. Far into the right?
Correct.
Okay. Do 27, 78. Is this the same rough?
Correct. Where that truck is at, that's where we were coming out.
Okay. What direction is this pointing on from here?
So with the car being this way, it will be to my right.
Okay, so this would be roughly where you were coming out of?
I was on the passenger side, so that's to my right.
Okay. And you said you were on the passenger side?
Yes.
So whenever you were coming out, you said were you just looking for cars, looking if anything was coming so you could pull out?
Yes, sir.
And whenever you looked to the right, what did you see?
When we looked to the right, I seen a young man running. I heard a pop sound, and my aunt we said, "What is that?" We saw a young man go down to the ground, and we saw the older man had a gun in his hand pointed in a gun stance.
All right, let's.
She said he went down to the ground, but the other witness claimed that like he was trying to stand up. So I'm wondering, it's a little bit different than what we heard from somebody else.
Walk through that just a bit slower for the jury, okay? So you said you saw a young man running. Do you remember what he was wearing at all?
Yes, he was wearing a red hoodie, black basketball shorts, white long socks.
Okay. Do you know how close everybody was? Were they pretty close, pretty far away to each other?
They were pretty close.
Pretty close, okay. So whenever you looked over there, did you see the young man carrying anything?
No.
Okay. You said you heard a pop. Did you recognize what that sound was?
Not at first until I seen him hit the ground.
Okay. And when you saw Cyrus hit the ground, what did you see anybody else doing at that time?
First, me and my aunt, we were just staring. We saw the older guy had his gun pointed still, and I believe his son was running behind him. He came to a stop as well.
You said the guy was holding a gun. Do you know who that guy was?
The store owner of the Shell gas station.
Okay. The man sitting over at that table?
Yes.
Compared to Cyrus, how big were Mr. Chow and his son? Were they bigger, smaller, same?
Mr. Chow, he's pretty small, and he kind of got a little weight on him.
Okay. So, after you realized that a shot had happened, what did you guys do?
We stopped. My aunt said, "Jazz, he just shot that boy. You need to call the police." We're both about to call them, so we both put out our cell phones. We called. My aunt said, "I just want to make sure we're seeing what we see." So we drove out real slow, and we still see Cyrus on the ground. looked like he was trying to push himself up, like how somebody's doing push-ups, but they're shaking really bad, and he propped back down on the ground and started banging on the ground like in pain.
So at that point, were you still sitting at this intersection we have right up here, or were you moving?
We were moving real slow because we wanted to make sure we saw everything, and that's when I got on the phone with 911 and explained to them, like, hey, we just saw the gas station owner shoot a young boy. And then my aunt, she said we need to get out of here. So we drove up to an empty parking lot near where the old Columbia Mall is at. And 911 had me on hold for a long time. So we hung up and we called again.
Whenever you were driving by, did you see Mr. Chow, your son, doing anything?
He was standing with his hands on his hips like he was trying to catch his breath.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. I need to ask this. 911 had her on hold? I've lived in a lot of places. I've had to call 911 a few times, big towns, small towns. I don't think I've ever been on hold. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but that's wild. Maybe just a lot of people were calling at once, but that's crazy to me.
Now you said you drove past this incident location and you parked somewhere, a mall, you said?
Yes, so it's further up the street. So once we drove out, we went further up, passing the gas station, making our right, and going to an empty parking lot.
Okay. And when you parked there, did you call 911 again?
Yes, because they had me on hold.
And after you talked to 911, where did you guys go?
Me and my aunt, we went to go get something to eat because that was our plan. That's why we were leaving the neighborhood. We wanted to go get something to eat. We ate. By the time we came back, it was dark outside. My aunt said, hopefully everything is fine by the time we come back. But by the time we turned down to where my neighborhood was at, the street was blacked out and we saw nothing but blue police lights.
When did you talk to law enforcement about what you saw?
Once I had my aunt go back into my apartment, I told her I'll be back. I need to go speak to somebody, let them know what I saw. When I went out of the neighborhood, it was kind of hard to come out, and I saw a police officer. I said, hey, what happened to the young man that was here? I seen an incident that happened. He asked me, did you see what happened? I said, yes. And he said, okay, did you file a report? I said, no, not yet. I'm just letting you know what I saw. And he said, okay, somebody will get in contact with you.
Okay. Did you talk to law enforcement the next day then?
I did.
Court's indulgence?
Yes.
Maybe there were just a lot of people there. Like, for a whole schmurder.
Just two more questions for you, ma'am. Whenever you were pulling out, who did you see holding a gun?
Mr. Rick.
Did you see Cyrus holding anything?
No.
No further questions, Your Honor. Please answer any questions from the defense.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Ms. Raulder, how are you?
I'm getting yourself.
You gotta get some pleasantries. The two of us have never met. Is that a fair statement?
That's correct.
Madam Court Reporter next to you is taking down every word that you're saying. I always go through this with everybody. And she can't take down head nods and shakes and things of that nature. You understand that?
I understand.
Two, she can't take down that the two of us are talking over one another. So if you'll give me the opportunity to ask my question, I promise I'll give you the opportunity to answer. Is that fair?
That's fair.
And finally, sometimes I've been told to speak way too fast. And if I speak too fast and you cannot understand my question, you ask me to repeat it, I promise you. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay, so I want to make sure I get a little background. What part of Michigan? I went to law school in Michigan, so what part of Michigan?
I currently live in Clinton Township.
How long did it get here? Drive, fly?
I drove.
God, I've done that drive. It's not an enjoyable drive whatsoever.
No.
I know it's not. What is that? 15 hours?
10.
Did you make it in less than 10? Or did you go the speed limit all the way?
Whole way. Whole way.
Jasmine, I really don't have a lot of questions for you. I really want to talk about everything that happened that day. Do you understand?
Understand.
And if I'm not mistaken, you feel free to correct me where I'm wrong, this was definitely an emotional situation. Mm-hmm. Is that, remember that? Is that yes?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
And if I'm going through your testimony correctly, the first thing you did was call 911.
That is correct.
And that's when emotions were still going high and heavy. Do you remember that call to 911?
Correct, yes.
And you talked to the 911 operator?
Yes.
Do you remember a conversation with the 911 operator?
Yes.
And that was as close to the time as possible. Is that correct? Do you mind if I call you Jasmine?
That's fine.
Okay. And that was close to the time as possible, correct, Jasmine?
Correct.
And when we talked to the 911 operator, do you remember specifically telling him you did not actually see the shooting?
I stated in my 911 call, I said, I think I saw it. And then my aunt was behind me, as you can hear in the 911 call. She said, no, Jasmine, he did shoot that boy. And I said, yes, he did.
Okay. And I want to go through some of that, and I'm not trying to track you. I want to make sure I understand. And I think that is exactly what I heard on the 911. But when you were talking to the 911 operator, you initially said, I didn't see anything, correct?
No, I said, I think I saw.
You think you saw. You were not positive when you talked.
Correct, because my emotions
fresh to the incident as possible, close to possible, emotional situation.
Correct.
And then you utter what you remember to the 911 operator. Fair?
Correct.
And then you said, I think I saw. Is that what you just said?
Yes.
And then somebody in the car told you actually did see. Is that what your testimony just was?
Yes.
And a lot of that 911 call, and Dad, you had opted to work a 911 call.
Correct.
Okay. And so I'm not tricky or anything, so I'm going to ask you a question. And would you agree with me, a lot of that 911 call with things like you just said, I think I saw this may have happened, it was stuff like that. I think they call it equivocation. Do you agree with that?
Agree.
Okay. And then when the dispatch whatever they call those 911 officers, they ask you a question. Did you see him shoot the boy, or did you just hear the gun go off? And your response was, we just heard the gun go off, and then we happened to see the owner pointing the gun at the boy while he was on the ground. Do you remember that?
Correct.
Okay. And so what you're telling them, and I think you described maybe your thought.
But there's not a fucking question that he shot him. Like, this is not a questionable event. And like, anybody with a fucking brain would, like, you hear a shot, you see a kid fall. Like, I just feel like, where is this going? I'm curious.
They might have been fireworks because you weren't sure what they were.
Sorry, Attorney Dyke, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, if you figure it out, let me know, because I'm walking through this as well, and I'm thinking, like, she didn't want to be involved, so we want to make sure that we don't reduce her credibility to the jury. That's how I have been thinking of it. So that's it.
I don't know. She's I think this is a different one from yesterday, but I just, my curiosity starts becoming like they're asking. 911 calls are not police statements, first of all. Second of all, it's on the police that they had an eyewitness that they didn't get a statement from that night. Like, because I know this is going to come up based on where this is going. Like, that's not her fault, nor is it her fucking problem. The police did that shit, and that's their fucking problem. But like, my bigger question starts to become like, why are we asking her, like, what you say to your goal is to get help. Like, your goal is not to make an accurate statement to 911. And then, like, I guess for me, it's like the sort of like, well, you don't know if you saw him shoot him. Like, it's not in question. We know he shot him. So this makes no sense to me.
I think the 911 call, though, too, something to think about is that it's like right now, right? So it's at the time of things going on. And then in those moments, you're going to be seeing what's going on, as opposed to like tomorrow if you write down your statement. So this is just kind of like, all right, you made the call, but what'd you say? What happened? Because you're trying to get that moment of time kind of frozen.
That's fair. Okay, let's see where he's going with this.
Sound about right?
Correct.
And then later, I think you gave two different statements. I won't say different. That's not what I'm doing. You gave two additional statements. Is that it?
That's sorry. Yes.
That's a yes. You gave two additional statements.
Yes.
And each statement after that first 911 call, would you agree, got a little more detailed?
Yes.
Okay. And this was after you had met with law enforcement?
The next day.
Yes.
That's when I met with law enforcement.
Okay. And I want to make sure I understand, you also testified, you also gave law enforcement, or one of these interviews that you gave, you specifically saw Mr. Chow toss the gun away?
I'm not sure if it was a gun. I remember when my aunt and we was driving slowly away.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chow still had his gun pointed at him while Cyrus was on the ground. He still had his gun in his left hand. He squat down, he grabbed something off the ground, tossed it, and then put his right hand back on the gun, still pointed at Cyrus as he was on the ground.
So to repeat my question, you saw him toss something away, but you're not sure what it was.
Not sure what it was.
You don't remember if you told 911 or one of the other subsequent interviews that it may have been a firearm?
No.
Okay. And I'm not saying you did, I'm just asking the question. You understand, I'm not trying to trick you or anything like that, Devin. And Devin, do you remember doing or giving a diagram to law enforcement?
Anytime somebody tells you more than once that they're not trying to trick you, they're trying to trick you. Thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk.
Amen.
About where you saw the bodies?
Correct.
And they went through and you gave an identification where you saw everybody on the scene?
Yes, that's correct.
And you may or may not know, and don't answer the question if you do not know. are you aware that the diagram and the identifications of where you put the bodies would have been after the shooting occurred?
Yes.
Okay. Would have been consistent with you seeing the end of the shooting and maybe not the beginning or during?
Oh my God, a shooting does not take that fucking long. First of all, it doesn't take that long. Seconds, fucking seconds. Second of all, when your brain is trying to process something like that, to the defense's point, our brain works very, very hard to fill in gaps in information. It's kind of what our brain is all about. However, her just putting them slightly off or a little bit different, like she's recalling it to the best of her ability. That's all you can expect her to do.
No.
And possibly going in conjunction with your 911 call, would you originally told the 911 operator that you did not see the actual shooting, and maybe you just saw the aftermath of what?
So I want to make sure I answer this correctly.
Yeah, that was, remember those long questions I told you about?
Yeah, I want to make sure I answer this
Take
correctly.
your time, please.
So, as I stated, when I turned my head to the right,
Yes,
we heard a pop. Me and my aunt said, "What is that?" We saw Cyrus go down. That's when I seen Mr. Rich had his gun pointed. And that's when my aunt said, "He just shot that boy. We need to call 911." And we both called 911. That's when my aunt took her time to drive out slow to make sure that we saw everything. And we, as I stated, he still had his gun pointed in the back of Cyrus.
I think you answered my question absolutely perfectly. Thank you so much. Are you going back to that?
Yes.
Right after this? Mm-hmm. I pray for your drive safe.
Thank you.
Take care. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You feel ready?
Laying it on a little thick.
No other questions, John?
Very good, Mr. Caldwell. You can step down. Thank you for being here.
That's actually a pretty good sign if they're not redirecting. It means that she did all right and they didn't need to clear anything up.
They're calling us with the
Take off Devontae Bryant.
Do you swear or affirm, especially in this case, the truth and whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thanks to says each witness stand and state your full name for the record.
My name is Devontae Bryant.
Sorry about that. How old are you?
33.
Okay. Are you employed?
Yeah.
Where do you work?
Rutherford Company. It's a company out of
Second?
Rutherford Company.
Where do you live?
Hopkins, South Carolina.
Yes, speak up a little bit.
Hopkins.
Hopkins, okay. Where did you go?
If you'll speak up a little bit for us, our court reporter here is taking down everything you say. Just make sure you say yes and no, answer verbally. You know, we all understand what you mean when you nod your head, but make sure and speak up a little bit. You have to make a record of it.
Okay.
All right.
Devontae, where did you grow up?
Like Fair Road area. I grew up in Bethel Bishop Apartments.
What are the Bethel
I could
Bishop
hear him
Apartments?
just fine.
It's meaning what?
What are they?
I mean, it's today they still consider it as like the worst, one of the worst neighborhoods in Columbia.
Okay.
Things like that.
Is it a high crime area?
Yeah.
All right. Is it low income kind of housing?
Yeah.
Did you witness crime when you were growing up there?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay. Did you ever see teenagers with firearms?
Yes.
Was that common or uncommon in your experience?
Common.
Okay. Why do 14-year-olds have guns?
I mean, it's like.
No, I'm going to object to that. A lot of speculation.
I would too.
This is definitely not an answer.
I will allow it to the extent you can speak from personal knowledge, but not speculate about the general population.
Yes, sir. You were a 14-year-old kid once, is that correct?
Yes.
And in your experience, did you ever see other 14-year-olds or other youths with firearms?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever, I'm just asking, honestly, did you ever have a chance to hold a gun when you were underage?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you feel compelled to hold a gun or carry a gun?
I mean, just seeing the stuff that's around me, trying to, fit in with people, and then, like growing up, you want acceptance. You want to be cool with everybody. You want everybody to like you. You want everybody to be around you.
Okay.
So you follow what's going on.
All right. So in your experience in the areas you grew up with,
I don't like this line of questioning.
Yeah. And would you have certain cachet? You know what that means? Could it help your reputation sometimes?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Can you explain that?
I mean, it's like I said, it's more like it's a acceptance thing. That's what it help with. Kids being cool to you, being cool with other kids. You having an influence. You just not being talked about in a a lame way with kids. You want to be popular or things like that.
Okay. So, in your experience growing up in the Bethel Bishop, was it common or uncommon to see people who were under the age of 18 with guns?
Common.
Okay. High crime area Bethel Bishop. You yourself have been in some trouble. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
All right. And got to ask you about some. I've got, as far as criminal convictions, in 2017, you got in a little bit of trouble.
What the
maybe a lot of
fuck?
trouble.
Where are they going
Yes,
with
sir.
this?
I see a conviction for an accessory after the fact to a
All
felony.
right, they have to do this
Did you plead guilty to that?
Yes, sir. I did. They gave me 5 years
Okay.
for that.
Okay.
because they want to get it
I
out.
see
in
that
front
you
of
were
the
convicted
jury
of a possession of a stolen vehicle. Is that correct?
so
Yes,
that
sir.
the other
Okay.
counsel doesn't
I
come
see
back
that you got
in
convicted of an
I got
and be
you.
like, oh, you're cheating. What about your criminal history? What about all this stuff? In order to pull his believability or any kind of, I guess just being able to believe him or not. They're like, we're not going to believe you if you have this criminal history. And so that's why the attorney brings it up. He's like, let's do it. Let's just go through it. We're going to tell the judge and the jury that we're not afraid of this. We're not trying to hide anything. It's right here out in the open. And then when he comes in for cross-examination and starts asking him about it, it's like, hey, yeah, we already talked about it.
I guess for me, I'm wondering like what his perspective is on this event, because they started by asking him about like he grew up in a poor area, like, it just felt a little icky, but again, I want to see where they're going with it. So
I think so too, but I think also another thing, destroying his character. Someone said in the comments, yeah, it's a good thing. It's like they're one step at a time. You lived somewhere that wasn't safe. You had a weapon as an underage person. This was just kind of part of what this life was like. And so in order to say, well, it would be normal for him to have had, a weapon. When they're saying he had no weapon, they're like, well, it would be normal if he did have one. That's the kind of testimony they're getting from this witness, in my opinion.
yeah, that's fair. Okay. Let's see where they're going with it.
motor breaking. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
It looks like that was about 9 years ago that you pled guilty. I don't know when did the crimes occur?
I can't remember exactly, but all of that, I played to all of those in one.
Okay. And that was 9 years ago, 2017?
Yeah.
Let's go to 3 years ago. May 28th, 2023. Do you remember that day?
Yes, sir.
You remember what you were doing on that day?
Yeah, I was going to my brother's house. Her brother's. I was meeting my girlfriend at her brother's house.
Okay. You meet your girlfriend?
At her brother's house.
I got you. Okay. And where did your girlfriend's brother live?
Greenbrier Apartments, off of Park Lane.
Okay. Had you been to the Greenbrier Apartments before?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was that an area you were familiar with?
Yeah, kind of. Just like going to his house, and her mom stays up the street.
Okay. What were you driving at the time?
White Honda Accord.
All right. Do you remember what direction you were? I guess you would have turned off Park Lane Road.
Yeah, I was coming from the interstate, which is by the Circle K.
Okay. So then you would have taken a left or right on the Spring Street?
All right.
Right. Okay. Let me set it down. All right. You recognize what we're looking at, page 14?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I understand you right, what was this building with the red?
That's the gas station.
All right. Can you say anything about that?
Yes.
All right. So you were coming up Park Lane and taking a right?
Yes.
Okay. Just takes 15. All right. Keep going. 16. Okay. And this, where that car would have been, you were just going up and you were taking a right?
Yeah, where that gray car is.
Okay. So let me have slide 20. All right. Have you seen this video before? State slide 20.
Yeah, I think so.
Tell me if you see your car and just let me know when you see your car in this video.
Right there.
That's you over there, that white car?
Yeah.
Okay, play it.
Sorry, I know some of these
And
are harder to see.
Did that show you
but
on Park Lane
this
taking
is
right on
if I can
Spring
get
Street?
it.
Yeah.
Who was in the car?
Just me.
All right. What did you see?
When as I turned, once I got like maybe about what's that stuff? An entryway in the parking lot for the store. There was the young boy and two people chasing. And by the time I got close by the entrance, he had ran out of shoe. You know, like ran across the street. They still chasing him. He stumbles and falls. He's trying to get back up. He's making up.
Wait, let me stop you real quick. You talk about the young boy. Did you see the young boy you're describing in that video?
Yeah.
Space number 20?
Yeah.
Okay. What was he wearing?
A hoodie.
Okay. You said they were chasing him. Who were they?
The man and his son.
Okay. Did you ever seen any of these people before?
No.
Okay. The man and his son, do you know who that man is now?
Oh, yeah, now.
Okay. And who was that man?
His name Chow.
Okay. Do you see him?
Yeah.
Where is he?
Right there with glasses.
So Rick Chow and his son, and Rick Chow's son were chasing the red shirt boy?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see the boy in the red? Do you know now to be Cyrus?
Yeah, now.
Okay. If I call him Cyrus, will you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Did you get to see Cyrus's face when he was running?
Just this side, when he crossed the street. And yeah, the right side of his face as I was advancing up Spring Street.
Okay. What, if anything, did Cyrus have in his hand?
A book bag.
Okay. Okay. What else did he have in his hand? Anything?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. And how close did Cyrus, Rick Chow, and Andy Chow get to you while you're driving down Spring Street?
Real close. I had to hit my brakes because if I wasn't paying no attention, I could have hit one of them. That's how close it was.
Okay. So they were in front of your car?
Yeah.
Okay. As they crossed Spring Street?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you able to see any kind of facial expressions that Cyrus was making?
No, not really. No.
Okay. What did you think when you first saw Rick Chow and his son Andy? Did Rick Chow and his son Andy, did they appear to be adults or did they appear to be young adults?
No, adults. And I thought that maybe it was the police maybe chasing him because when he was running, I could see his holster. You know, like, and I see people on the pictures in front of the stores but still not being chased. So at first I was thinking that he was maybe a police officer.
That's a big size. That's a lot of people for a sidebar.
Yeah, that's like the whole crew is there.
That reminds me of family law when we would go up and ask a question and there'd be like 10 attorneys, right? Because one for the kid, one for the other kid, one for the parent, one for the other parent, and just all of them standing there. And I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I think you think they're going for a non-responsive because the witness decided to add in the thing about the wall of shoplifters?
I'm not sure. He seems all over the place. I'm having a hard time assessing his credibility.
Just hot take. Maybe if you can absolutely avoid it and you have plenty of other witnesses, which they have, that saw the event, and you don't have to go in there and be like, so you have a criminal record and you have a blah 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 and you have a blah blah blah. Maybe just don't call them.
That's what I asked you, what you were observing, okay? What you're observing right now. There. You said you thought it looked like, or you thought it was the police chasing the boy.
Yeah.
Cyrus.
What's up, Attorney Di?
What? I didn't say anything, did I?
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. My bad.
Oh, no. My mute just came off. I just wanted to let everyone know I am having ramen and pot stickers tonight. We had nachos yesterday, so just wanted to let everyone know. And it sounds like Law's out of the shower, so excellent.
Did he put on his bonnet, though? That's the real question. All right, we'll get back into it.
And you thought that because what did you see on Rick Chow?
I seen a host with a gun in.
And that was in plain view.
Yeah, it, like his shirt was flapping up as he was running.
Okay. Did Cyrus appear to be an adult or?
No, you could tell he was a kid.
All right, where was I? Let me see slide 24.
When you're doing this kind of questioning in real life and pulling in pictures and such, you can get going so much looking for something.
Who's that white car that just stopped?
That's me.
That could be like 2 hours. And then you're like, oh, that time's gone now.
I did find the racial breakdown of the jury in question. Looks like it was 4 women, and I can't do the math. 8 men, sorry. 2 listed as like unknown or other, and then 5 black jurors and 5 white jurors overall. So that's what I know about the jury so far. I don't know if that helps anybody, but I know we brought it up before, so I just...
Okay, play that back up a little bit, Stephanie, where this car goes by. All right, play. Okay, what are you doing there?
I'm slowing down because they running across the street.
Okay. If you hadn't slowed down, what was your fear that would happen?
I would have hit one of them.
Okay. You're driving up Spring Tree, going to your girlfriend's brother's house. Were you expecting 3 people to run across the path of your car?
No.
Okay. You slow down, almost to a stop. Is that what we just saw?
Yes.
Okay. And then when you go out of view of this camera shot, this is state 24. What are you doing next as you're driving?
Driving real slow, paying attention to the 3 people that's running.
Okay. Did you drive behind them, or did you sort of pace them? You know what pace means?
Yeah, pace them.
Okay. Or did you go on ahead of them?
No, pace them.
All right. Why did you pace them?
They was chasing them, so I was really trying to see what was going on. And like I said, at first I thought it was like the police chasing somebody.
Okay. Well, you're in the right lane of travel, I assume.
Yeah.
All right. And so, are they on? As you're pacing them, are they on your left or are they on your right?
They're on my left.
Okay. And are you focusing on the road, or are you focusing on these people that just ran out in front of your car?
The people.
Okay. Did you have a good vantage point or a bad vantage point?
Good.
Okay. Why are you focused so much on the people instead of the road in front of you?
Like I said, trying to see what's going on. And then once he fell.
Don't let nosy people.
From that vantage point, did you ever see Cyrus pull anything out of his pocket?
No.
Okay. Did you ever see anything? Did he lose any clothing while you were watching?
Shoe.
You saw him lose a shoe?
Yeah, he had a white Air Force One on.
Okay. Did he stop to get his shoe, or did he continue running?
He kept running.
Okay. Did you see him drop any other things while he was around the shoe?
No.
Okay. Did you see him throw anything?
No.
Okay. Stephanie.
Wait, I thought we established that he lost the shoe in the parking lot. Or maybe I'm messing that up. But he said he ran out in front of him on the road. Maybe he just saw it because he saw people run. I don't know. Well, I'm sure the defense will be on it if, you know.
Can you play slide 21?
Thank you, Law. I appreciate that.
All right. Is that what you're describing? What we just watched in that video?
Yeah.
Stephanie, can you go back maybe like 5 seconds or so? Put the cursor here. All right, I want you to focus, Devontae, on this area. Okay. And I want you to speak up.
Thank you, Teddy.
If you see your car, or when you see your car.
Okay.
All right.
Now.
That's you?
Yeah.
Okay, so were you in close proximity to them, or were you a great distance from them?
Close.
Was your vantage point good, or did you have a poor vantage point?
Good.
Okay. And your testimony was you continued to pace them as they ran up the road?
Yes.
All right. He lost his shoe at some point. Did he already cross Springtree, or was he still in the parking lot side of Springtree?
No, he lost his shoe before he crossed the street.
Okay. And then you're saying he continued to cross the street?
Yeah.
Okay. What, if anything, happened to his book bag?
I wouldn't have known. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have known that anything happened because once it fell, he didn't pick it back up.
Okay. Well, okay. Let's go ahead then and get to what you're talking about when he fell.
Okay.
Tell us what you observed about him falling.
Okay, so when he fell after he got across the street.
Okay.
It was something over there that it looked like he had to trip up over or something.
You saw him trip?
Yeah.
Okay. And were Rick Chow and Andy Chow in front of him when he tripped, or were they still behind him?
Behind him, but they was real close up on him when he tripped.
Okay. So when he tripped, how would you describe the fall?
He fell hard. The first fall was real hard.
Okay. Did he try to get back up, or did he get back up?
Yeah, he tried to get back up, but it was more so of a stumble versus him standing straight up.
Okay. Did you see the book bag again after he got up?
No, it was on the ground.
Okay. All right. Did you see anything in his hand at this point?
No.
All right. Was he able to get back up on his feet?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what happened?
It's like he stood up almost all the way up completely. He maybe took a step, if that, and that's when he shot.
Okay. And then what happened?
Like Cyrus fell. Once he fell, he was trying to like roll himself over, but I don't know if he could.
Okay, so now we have two sort of competing statements. Girl yesterday said he was still kneeling when he was pew-pewed in the back. He's saying no, he stood up and maybe tried to take a step and then he was pew-pewed in the back. He's got probably the best vantage point out of anybody that the prosecution has presented because arguably he's kind of looking at them like this as this is going on. So like he can see it pretty clearly. However, credibility issues are going to come into question here. And I know the defense is going to put the son up on the stand. I don't know who else they're going to have, but I got to see what they got because this is crazy.
Good or not, but he was like putting his hands up as he was trying to roll himself over.
Okay.
But you could tell he was still out of breath. Like he was still breathing real hard.
Okay. Okay. Yes. That states 25. You recognize what we're looking at here?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see the spot where you remember him taking that first fall?
Yeah.
Okay. Judge, I think probably with court permission, if you want to take a step down and point out. Okay. All right, Devontae, all right, so this is, where on States 25 is the gas station in front of us or behind us? Okay. And if we're right here, do you see the spot you were just describing where Cyrus took that initial fall? Yeah. All right, can you point to it with a pointer?
Yes. He took that first initial fall and he hit it around real hard.
Okay. And speak up too, so she
Yeah, I said up there he hit it around real hard. That's when he first did it.
Okay. Point to it again.
That was here.
Okay. So he was in the road and then he falls into the grass or he falls into the road?
No, he was in the grass and he fell into the grass like on the side. He never got back in.
I got you.
Once they crossed the street this way, he never went back towards the right.
Okay.
All his movement was on this side of the road.
I got you. But he's running up the road, and does he trip over the curb, or did you see what he tripped over?
No, I couldn't tell what he tripped over.
Okay. But he fell towards the grass.
Yeah.
All right. And at this point, when he trips, where's Rick Chow? Can you point where he is?
He's like right behind. So if Cyrus trips up here, it's Chow.
All right. Can you say about how far behind him he was?
Maybe 2 feet, if that.
So he's right up here?
Yeah.
Okay. And if you're Cyrus, he's about this close?
Yeah.
All right. Where is Andy Chow? Rick Chow's son?
And when Cyrus fell, he was beside him.
Okay. These two, Rick's behind him or to the side of him?
Beside the who, the son?
Yeah.
No, they side by side almost.
But they're right back in 2 feet or so is what your testimony is?
Yeah.
Okay, so about the distance, maybe, give or take?
Yeah, give or take about the distance. Yeah.
Okay. Did they do anything to him while he's on the ground?
No.
Okay. Did you see anything in Cyrus' hand at that point?
No. Just the blue bag hat field.
Okay. Did Rick and his son Andy allow Cyrus to get back up or attempt to get back up?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what happened?
So once he get back up, like I said, he fell. He's trying to get upright, but he's stumbled after the second fall.
Okay.
And as he's trying to get up after that last stumble, he's trying to stand straight up so he can keep advancing because he's trying to get away from him. He's not more like trying to turn around or trying to go towards the street. He's trying to get to the apartments. He's going straight up.
Okay. That's what it appeared to be. That he was trying to get to those apartments. What are those called again?
Brookside.
Okay. That's what it appeared to you that he was trying to make his way to those apartments.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable kind of demonstrating what you're talking about? I think I know, but you say he hits the ground and he's trying to get up and go, but he's stumbling. Can you kind of demonstrate that to the jury? Do you feel comfortable doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the first fall, when he falls, it's like he completely falls all the way down almost.
All right, chest to the ground.
Yeah, and then he gets up, and as he's, like I say, he getting up, but he moving so fast, he's stumbling.
Okay.
So after the last stumble, it's like he's trying to get completely stand upright. So he maybe took a step or two after that, then that's when the shot went off.
Okay. And that was the second fall.
Yeah, well, you can say the second fall, yeah.
Okay. Did he ever get back up again after that?
After the shot, no.
Okay.
After he fell, he got shot.
And you're saying you saw him roll around?
And it's like he was trying, after he fell on the ground from being shot, it's like he was trying to turn over with his hands.
Okay. Did you see anything in his hand at that point?
No.
Do you recognize this little area behind these trees to be where Cyrus came to rest?
Yeah, like on the left side of those trees, yeah. Right here.
Yeah. All right. Zoom back out a little bit. And we're still looking at stage 25. All right, so I just want to be clear, correct me if I'm wrong, but you say the first time he fell, it was somewhere in this area.
Yeah.
And what I understood you say, correct me if I'm wrong, was that Rick Chow and his son were somewhere in this area behind him?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever see Rick Chow out here in the river?
No.
Did you ever see Andy Chow out here in the river?
No.
Your testimony is that the two of them were, correct me if I'm wrong, I want you to I don't want to put any words in your mouth. But if Cyrus fell right here, you saw Rick and Andy side by side, I think you said this kind of area.
Yeah.
And why did you have such a good vantage point again?
I was in the road, and like I said, I was just staring at it. It was, I don't remember a car being in front of me or behind me, so I was driving real slow, just watching the road.
Are you in the shower again, Law? Jeepers.
Hey, don't mess with my grooming habits.
Devontae, did you stay on scene after this?
Not really on scene. After the situation happened, I rolled back past. I saw all older ladies around him. Then I went to the car wash up the street. That's why I still was on the phone with my mom. I was telling her what was going on, and just trying to get my head on straight. And then I went right back down.
Okay. So, where did you turn around? Did you ever go to your girlfriend's brother's apartment?
No, I never made it.
And did they live in this apartment that's over here to the left?
No, they live.
Oh my God. It's
What's
the chicken.
happening?
Hold on.
What's happening? I'm
Hold on.
afraid.
Log its big screen.
I have fear.
It's a chicken.
Are you butchering it?
No.
Oh. All right, sorry. Well, I don't know why else you'd have a chicken if you weren't going to eat it.
For eggs. And because they're cute, right? Maybe?
Chickens are not cute.
Chickens are adorable.
Really? Are you for real?
I don't usually like birds, but I don't know. For some reason, chickens are cute.
Are they really a bird, though? Exactly.
I mean, I don't know. Kinda. This is a baby.
What? What's happening to the chicken?
I don't know.
If you're
Law's
not
muted, so we can't tell.
Yeah, that's so weird.
She's a little sick, so she's separated from everybody else.
Oh, that's sad. Did you give her some
She,
medicine?
yeah, she's doing a lot better. So she might be able to go join her friends again. But this is one that had so the chickens right here have something called a crop, and that's where their food gets stored. And she has something called a pendulous crop where it sits too low. Like right now, it's full of food right now. Oh, I'm sorry, Lucky. I know I'm poking around and you're not feeling good. So sometimes her food has a hard time actually getting to her digestive system because she eats too much.
Oh,
She's a fat
she-
chicken. I love it.
She's actually super tiny.
Aw.
well, you don't want to eat a sick chicken, so.
Well, you
She's
look
never
beautiful,
been
Lucky. You're very fluffy, and I'm here for it. Slay, queen. Slay.
I couldn't tell it was a chicken.
She's a very pretty chicken.
Silky, right?
Yep.
So cute.
The duck clock. I can relate. That's so funny.
I love it. Aww.
So she's looking a lot better. She was super lethargic yesterday. Was not moving and couldn't keep her eyes open. And now she's just trying to eat everything again.
Oh, love it.
Law's about to get me on chicken talk. I'm freaking here for it, man. I love it.
What? My goodness.
There's a whole thing. Like, I found some of them. There's this guy called Chicken Daddy, and he does like the funniest dances with his chickens. It's so great. I love it so much. Like, it's like a guilty pleasure of mine. Not even kidding.
Goodness.
Not even kidding.
See what you've done, Law. She's like doing chicken dances now.
No, listen, if I could get Law to do the dances, like it would be even better. But so far it's just Chicken Daddy, and it's fucking funny as hell. Lucky, how you liking the case? Good stuff? Yeah?
She thinks that this was not a good witness to call.
I concur, Lucky. I concur.
I'm almost at the concurring.
This is not my favorite witness.
I'm here for the chicken talk. Wow. So seriously, it's for the eggs, right?
Well, they lay pretty tiny eggs. I have the silkies because they're pretty.
They're pets?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Indeed they are.
Oh my goodness gracious. You didn't just say that. They're supposed to eat them.
Cute.
She's about the size of like a Cornish game hen under all of these feathers. So
yeah, not worth it.
Yeah, exactly.
My HOA doesn't let me have chickens, so
you're not supposed to have farm animals at your house.
I've got 10 acres.
That's what the haters say, Attorney Di. That's what the haters say. I wanted a mini, like one of the really tiny mini cows, and I'm like, we'll just tell the HOA it's a dog. Like,
oh no. Those are a lot of work. If you've got 10 acres, you're good to go on the chickens. You could probably even do a mini cow with 10 acres.
You gotta get a mini cow, Law.
These little fuckers are enough work.
How many are there?
It was 17. I lost a couple. We're down to 15.
But they're still adorable.
I don't know. All I see is just food walking around. Oh, all right. Thanks for sharing your chicken.
Listen, you got to get in on chicken talk, man. We're going to break into this bracket. I'm telling you. Okay, let's get back into the witness.
Just taking a weird turn here.
Chicken talk, witnesses, might get crazy later. You know, you never know.
I love it, and I love that.
Amen. That's Cass is live, everybody.
Okay. What, does the Spring Tree dead end into that apartment there?
I would say because Greenbrier is the last apartment back there, and I don't know if they have a back entrance. I think it's just the front entrance.
Is that Greenbrier?
I can't really tell from that picture.
So, but if I understand, you were going this way. Is this the driveway you turned around in to get back down after you saw the shooting?
No, I turned around a little bit past that.
Is that driveway?
Yeah, like
okay. And you just abandoned your plans to go to the girlfriend's brother's house?
Yeah.
Why did you abandon those plans?
Because of the situation that happened.
Okay. You said you left to get your head straight, but you did return and speak to law enforcement?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you know any of these people before that day?
No.
Devontae, please answer any questions that Mr. Kent has for you.
Cross-examination.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever tossed it to counsel like that. All right, just answer the questions of the other attorney. Like, that's weird.
And the judge already scolded them for like being snipey with each other. He was kind of like, just answer the questions
Let's
this
say
asshole
we got
has.
out at 10:45, got some technological issues that we need to work through. So we'll take about a 15-minute break and we'll see short. Do not discuss the case, and Mr. Fryer, don't discuss your testimony with anyone during the break. Yeah, and you can get down, you can go rest.
Just take your mic off if you're going to the bathroom. All right, just take it off. Just leave the mic at your desk. All right.
Leave your body cam off too.
Amen.
God damn it, Cass.
Love you.
Trauma. Oh my goodness. Yes, lawyering is tricky and hard, but also fun. Dude, law, back me up, man. Dang.
I don't know. I've had 11 trials on the block for this month. It's been brutal.
All right. Well, that's a pretty good reason then.
Well, I had 4 victories in a row though, so that wasn't
On the
too
wall,
bad.
in the store.
Nice.
Sorry, y'all. Go ahead. I'm just trying to figure out where the witness is at. And
Yeah, so got an acquittal on my first trial, got a continuance for dismissal on my next one, which was just as good as a win.
Yay.
And then a dismissal, a state dismissal on the third one, and then acquittal on my fourth one. So
Whoa.
I'm on a hot streak.
Yeah. I mean, that's like superpower.
that is pretty awesome.
I can't imagine doing more than one trial. Honestly, one trial at a time was exhausting enough, but to try to get them all prepped and then shown, ooh, that's a lot of work.
Well, and the fourth one, thank God I had, we selected the jury on Wednesday and then started the case in chiefs on Thursday. If I didn't have that night between Wednesday and Thursday to prepare, because that was my sixth trial on the of the 11. So I start at the top. I'm fully prepped on the first 2. I'm like 80% of the way. I just needed an hour or 2 to pull everything together on the next 2. And then 5 and 6, I was like half prepped on. And thankfully, one of them got kicked out because of a translator issue. So we ended up going on my number 6 trial on Wednesday.
Dang.
I was just not ready for it.
But still winning. It's amazing. It's like,
It's
That's
so
a-
funny.
that's a
I was in the
lot.
office on Friday after, so we got the not guilty on Thursday. I was in the office on Friday, and everybody's like, "You won 2 trials in a week?" Because normally the practice has been in the county that I have a public defense contract for. The general standard of practice has been just 1 trial a week. The judges aren't going to make you try to do 2 in a week. But our misdemeanor backlog is like for non-speedy trials, it's 6 months right now.
Oh my gosh.
You're not even, so if you are just trying to get in the regular course of business on a non-speedy trial, it's out until January of next year already. So
holy crap.
Yeah, so the judges kind of went away with that. They're like, we're going in order. If yours are the next in priority, too bad, so sad. Which kind of sucks, but I actually work pretty well under pressure like that. But it was so anyway. Friday, everyone's like patting me on the back and high fives for 2 acquittals in a week. And my response was just from Legally Blonde. What? Like it's hard?
Like it's hard.
What? Like it's hard?
Right. And then you get to eat some chicken. I mean, because you've earned it.
I don't eat my chickens. I eat other people's chickens.
Okay.
That part.
Oh, all right. Like, do you go looking for them, like your neighbors or whatever, or?
Well, I guess there are Tyson Farms in Minnesota, so I guess maybe they're my neighbors.
There you go. There you go.
Oof. I was gonna say something and I totally lost it. So what's up, Jen?
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
How are you?
I am really good. It's been nice to not be in school. It's been nice not to be in school.
Amen. Okay, so let me see if I can figure out where this is starting.
Hi, Attorney Di. I love you.
Hey, yeah. I haven't seen you on your lives. I love that.
Yeah, it's been getting a little rough. Not gonna lie. I'm like struggling with keeping my composure, which I feel like as an attorney, like I can't do. Like I can't lose my composure, or else I'll look like who is that lawyer or who's that attorney that like yelled at where he was crossing, and he like called him out of his name. Anyways, I don't want to be like that guy, so I gotta figure that out.
You just have to like look around the courthouse and find a hidey hole. That's what you need. So you're like, okay, because there's places like under stairs or in different rooms and stuff that you go in there, lose your crap, and then go back into court.
That's actually good advice. I will definitely do that. I feel like I've gotten really bad. I've gotten really good at like if I'm doing a debate and somebody like says something and I like have an objection, I've like started writing it down in order to like practice for court.
Good idea.
Yeah, it's rough on debate talk right now because only the legit crazy people are still defending the administration. So I enjoy just hanging with Cass and law nerding out. It's way more peaceful and far more intellectually stimulating.
It's a lot more fun over here.
I want to chill and do my law talk. I'll occasionally jump into a debate or two, just if it's like people I know, or I just want to like shoot the shit or have fun or, take my gummies and roll with it, and see what comes out of my mouth. I'm good. But aside from that, I just don't have any desire. Like maybe in a couple months I'll get back on debate talk and like really hit it hard. But right now I don't want any part in that. Like
I thought it would help me.
Law's right. It's the craziest of the crazy. Like it is legit the freaking nutbags that are
I would
still
say
defending this.
if I'm looking to debate anybody right now, it's just too crazy. But I'm like, I've heard of this new word and it's called like discussion. And so I've been like, what's that? So I would do a little research on the discussion.
I just thought it would help me with court and like getting, I guess, better at public speaking and like learning how to like strategically like. I thought it would when I started this, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like, this is something I'm educated about, which means that I can hold these conversations and like feel comfortable. And then I can just work on my strategy while doing it. Yeah, that's out the freaking window.
Yeah,
So
no, no, never come in here with any expectation that your life is gonna somehow get better unless you're just chilling and like watching the video. Like that's where I'm at right now. I watch weird videos on my FYP. I do my law talk stuff. I have my friendies up that I love to chit chat with. One of which employs me, so I'm very happy about that. But like, that's where I'm at. Like, I can't live my life that way anymore. Like, I would
Yeah.
love to be able to have an educated debate. I've even tried turning over a new leaf and just being like, I believe in you, Pookie. You can do better. They never do better. It's always a disappointment.
They really don't.
I like it over here more. I like it over here. I'm happy in this world.
All right, let's watch some court.
Okay.
Along so it's not to draw further attention to it. And I'll just let Mr. Bryant know, Mr. Bryant, and you weren't privy to that, so it's not your fault. You're not in trouble. Nobody's fussing at you. But we, as far as the photos and things, you may have knowledge of what those photos mean on the wall and in the store. But we're not discussing any of that as far as what that means or whether or not folks were ever chased or not chased. But we're just staying away from that so we don't prejudice any of the parties. So again, you didn't know about that. You weren't here for pretrial motions. Things like that happen. But just stay away from that for the remainder of your testimony. Okay. All right.
And we have agreed that even though it's not stricken from the record, it cannot be argued as if it's part of evidence in the record at this time. Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Whoa.
Hold on a second.
I thought they
So
were
this
asking.
must be the jury coming back into the room.
Yeah. Sorry. I tried to get it where they were asking the
All right.
questions again, but
Just from, I guess, the media standpoint, I know we only have the one camera in here, but the clerk's office just got an email from a alleged concerned citizen in Washington, D.C., watching the trial, and says that, I don't know if the person is a lawyer, knows something about procedure, but said they were able to see one of the jurors on camera.
Didn't happen.
Okay, well,
The deputy, probably the top of the deputy's head.
it said a blonde lady, and maybe they don't know whether the court reporter is a juror, I'm not sure, but I just want to address it and make sure since it was sent to the clerk's office.
And I can tell you it didn't happen.
Okay, but just, we have addressed it.
I'm very cautious.
Yeah, I know you are, and, but I just want to make sure since it was sent to the clerk's office.
Christ.
It probably.
nobody gives a fuck about
Blonde
the
hair,
talk
the
somebody
pink is out,
said.
and close to probably talking to
That's true, that has what I need.
Yeah. You want to address it?
You're on
Here we go.
Is it the same witness again?
Yes.
Mr. Bryant, my name is Sean Kent. I do not believe we've ever met each other. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, we never met.
And I'm going to go over a couple of rules so we can be on the same page as I'm asking you questions. Is that fair?
Okay.
And I do this with everybody. Just make sure we're both on the same page. Madam Court Reporter has taken down every single word that you are saying. You did a good job from the state, but you cannot take down head nods and shakes and things of that nature. So make sure you answer yes, no, and so
He's
on.
talking
So you do that
fast.
word. Is that fair?
Okay.
Two, she cannot take down if the two of us are talking over one another. So if you'll give
Are
me
you
the
at
opportunity to
1.25,
ask my
Cass?
question, I'll give you opportunity to answer it. Is that
I'm sorry, what? What?
Are you at 1.25? It's sounding really fast.
Yeah, he just talks
No, that-
fast. Oh, sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's fine.
Yeah,
No, that's fine. I was just curious.
No. Yeah, he questions a little bit slower, but he does this whole preamble thing every time. I wish they would do that when they just swear in like people, and then that way I don't have to hear this 400 fucking times. But yes. Sorry. I get it. He talks fast. He wants you to answer yes or no, but like, can we tell witnesses this like beforehand before they get up there? I don't know if that's possible, but it drives me nuts.
okay? And if at any point in time I speak way too fast, and I've been told I do that, and you do not understand my question, if you simply ask me to repeat it, I will repeat it so you can have it read again. Is that fair? If I can remember the question I asked.
Okay.
Is that fair enough?
Yeah.
Do you prefer Mr. Bryant, Devontae? What do you want to be called? I'm going to give you a proper title.
Either or.
Okay, is it fine if I call you Mr. Bryant?
Yeah.
Mr. Bryant, I want to go through first the testimony that you offered the state of South Carolina just a few moments ago. Do you remember what you testified to?
Yeah.
And I want to first start at the beginning part of your testimony that you were giving to the jury when they were asking you questions about the gun. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And when they were asking you questions about guns, they were asking you about the prevalence and the amount of guns in the community of children, 14-year-olds and so forth. Remember those questions?
Yeah.
And you remember saying that it was basically normal that a lot of kids have guns.
Yeah.
And it is okay for them to have guns because it's a sign of status or something of that nature. Right?
I don't think he said it was okay. I think that's a weird thing about his statement. They just asked him if it was normal. I don't know. I don't like the way he's phrasing that.
Yeah, I don't think he made a value statement about it. I think he just made it as a statement of, of the culture and of fact about that. So again, not something I think the prosecution should have opened the door to. I don't think that was I don't think you're going to convince a juror that it's okay for a 14-year-old to have a gun, regardless of the of the status or the cultural impacts.
I can't. I mean, that's like already gotten it by just saying that. They're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I don't think you're going to
get a gun for status. Like what?
I think if I was the state, I would have leaned into he had a gun and he shouldn't have. And if that came across my desk, we probably would have sought some intervention into that. But the gun isn't relevant here because it was never drawn and it was never pointed. That's the angle I would have gone with instead of like this kind of pseudo justification for a 14-year-old carrying a gun.
Well, I think in an attempt to sort of make it like where a juror is seeing this as a normality for that grouping, it kind of has this real backfire effect where they're like, no, bro, you're just trying to make it seem like it's okay. I agree with you, Law. I would have leaned into like, yeah, this wasn't okay for him to have it, had he been found with it, he would have been charged with it. But like, it's still not a reason for Mr. Chow to shoot him because he didn't point that gun at him, yeah, exactly. Like I would have done the same thing.
Right?
Not saying okay, but
it's not okay. Is it?
Yeah.
It's not okay?
I didn't say that it was okay for a child to have a gun. I never said that.
And then let me follow up with that question. It's not okay, is it?
I mean, it depends on what point you're coming from.
Please explain. What point would make it okay for somebody under the age of 15 to possess a firearm?
I wouldn't know.
Well, you do know. You just said it depends. So let the jury know, based upon the questions from the state and your answer, when is it okay for someone under the age of 14 or a child to have a gun?
They need to put the tiger back in the cage.
Everybody had their own viewpoint of it. That's why I say it depends.
And I'm asking your viewpoint, based upon your testimony, based upon what you've offered to this jury, when is it okay?
Protection-wise, you asked me.
Go on, please. I did ask you.
That's it.
What do you mean protection-wise?
Depending on the area you grew up in or the area you stay in, maybe.
And so when the state of South Carolina put you on the stand, they understood that you felt it was okay to break the law for protection.
Objection to the question.
I'm ready.
All right, go ahead.
It is your testimony that it is okay to break the law for protection purposes.
No, I'm not saying. I never once said that.
Okay, tell me what you said. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Oh my gosh.
I don't remember, but I didn't say that.
No, you just said it a few seconds ago that it would be okay for protection purposes for someone under the age of 14 to have a firearm.
I know
That's what you just said. Is it legal for someone under the age of 14 to have a firearm?
No.
So would it be breaking the law for a person under 14 to have a firearm?
Yeah.
And so what your testimony not have just been, it is okay for someone under the age of 14 to break the law for protection.
Okay. He's getting yelly and I'm getting angry. Now I'm just mad because I remember them asking those questions and I was like, what the fuck are they doing?
This was epically stupid on the state's part, from my perspective, to open this door, because now had they properly prepped him, you could say, no, it's not okay. No, it's not legal. But I understand why kids in certain communities feel like they need that for protection. It's not okay. It shouldn't be the case. but I know that that's what happens. Like, that would be a good response to kind of shut this down. So not only was it a stupid question to ask, but if you're going to ask that, you better be prepped for the challenge that's going to come. And it doesn't sound like this witness was prepped.
At
Oh,
what point
exactly.
is this attorney going to get yelled at for yelling at the witness? That's my question. Where's the line in the sand here? Because he's already being extremely antagonistic.
I would have already objected for badgering because he's answered the question and now it's been asked 3 or 4 times. So is it okay? Is it okay? Is it okay? That's badgering.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay.
I agree.
I knew there was an objection in there somewhere. I just didn't know what it was. I'm gonna
If
have
he
to
goes-
get Di's book on objection.
Hey, I got to get that put together for you, hun. If this guy keeps though going after in this way, and not even what bothers me is that he doesn't even allow him to answer the question. He's just like, what, and the court reporters like slow that shit down, so I can write it out. But I think you have to be careful between going in aggressively and going into a point where you offend the jury, and the jury's like, oh my God, what an asshole here. Because then a lot of their no, go ahead.
No, I think the defense's objective here is to destroy this witness's credibility, because his statements, if true, negate any sort of self-defense claim. So what they need to do, because he had a clearer vantage point and he gave the most compelling narrative against a self-defense claim, their only play is to try to destroy his credibility and his favor with the jury.
I'm just curious. So I'll be honest. In even in my time on the federals, when I was working for him, I've never done any sort of murder trial. Like, I've done a lot of other weird shit. Never done anything like that. And most people plea out on the federal side because, the feds usually got you by the balls. So a lot of my work was very easy. Number one, why does each party have 15 attorneys? Like, that prosecution has to have 5 people sitting at the table. The defense has 4. And then also, why is it a different lawyer each time? Is it why are they changing them? I'm just curious, what's the goal with that, or is there a reason that that's done? Because I really just don't know.
So on one of my murder cases, I'm second chair. On another one, I'm third chair. And that's with, public defense. If you're going private, you're probably going to have 3, 4, maybe even 5 attorneys working on it, because the discovery is so voluminous. It's insane. I've literally have, on the one I'm second chair on, writing a brief right now, I've gone through about 2,000 pages of discovery, but I have 12,000 pages. It's just most of it's not particularly relevant. So generally, for trial prep, each of the attorneys gets a witness, and they dig into every single little nook and cranny of that witness, so that you can be fully prepared to what they're going to testify with, what the state's going to come back with. And it's a division of labor thing. So you pick, your witness or your 2 witnesses, and you are the subject matter expert on those witnesses. I know the cop's training history. I know when he went. I know every complaint that he's had filed against him. So it's a division of labor thing, because there's just so much evidence and witnesses involved with murder trials.
Yeah, it's
that makes
a lot.
so much sense.
For me, I was pulled in second chair on cases if there was a child involved, and also any kind of essay involved. They would pull me in as the only woman in the office. So there was that. But I
would say it's because you're kind and calm, and I feel like you would do well with questioning, particularly of children or victims, because you have that soothing presence, Di. I would say it would be because of that, but I can understand your thing too.
Well, I always wore a tiara when I would go and speak to the kids. We don't speak to the kids at home because we don't want mom and dad or whomever to kind of intimidate them. So it would be at school, it'd be at recess or whatever. Now, I would have to say, though, in my family law cases where I was the first one up and going, and it's different because no one's going to jail. We're just taking all the kids. So, when you're first in line for that, of course, we're going to have like 10 attorneys there at all places. Oh my gosh. But the first homicide case I ever worked on, and I'll just whisper it here real quick. Okay. The first homicide case I ever worked on was this dude that unalived another dude because he felt like he overcharged him for roofing materials. I know, right? But the homicide took place in the 1970s. And so this guy would have gotten away with it, except for he got an OWI, had to sit in a jail. And when he was jail, he started talking to everybody about this dude that he unalived.
I'm sorry. I just got a Scooby-Doo. I would have gotten away with it too if it wouldn't have been for you meddling.
That's real life Scooby-Doo, man. That's true.
I also want to add on to what they said about why there's multiple people. I did hear that sometimes if the jurisdiction, let's say, is within one place, but that attorney feels like another attorney from a different place is better suited, or like has more whatever, then that initial attorney from that jurisdiction does need to ask the judge to bring that person onto the case, but the person in the jurisdiction still has to be on the case, if that makes sense. So just and I may be saying it wrong, obviously law and attorney die, correct me if I'm wrong, but when bringing on somebody from outside the jurisdiction for a specific case, there has to be a lawyer there or attorney there that is a part of that jurisdiction.
Yeah, it's called pro hoc vice.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Keep going.
Yeah, it's called pro hoc vice. It's more common in civil cases, but definitely can happen in murder cases. If you've got somebody who maybe is working pro bono or low bono, who's an expert attorney in this, but he's not licensed in that state, your attorney of record is still the attorney who's actually licensed, even if the out-of-state attorney is doing most of the casework or trial work or whatever the case may be. But your attorney record still has to be licensed in the state.
Like I guess just from my perspective, like I've seen where there's like 2, maybe 3, but they had like 5. And then I think when the Rico case made sense to me why there were so many, because there's so much you have to tie together. When the Young Thugger case where there was like 27 prosecutors in that fucking room, it was crazy.
That's my county.
On a Rico case. But like, I guess for me, it was like, I could see 2 or 3. That makes sense. There were like 5 people at this table and 4 people. And like, I was wondering if there was a method to the madness, but Law's explanation made perfect sense because all the discovery you have to look into, honestly, that makes the most sense to me. I get that. When you put it that way, I feel like a dumbass for asking now, but thank you for answering my question.
It's a great question. I thought that was a good question.
Okay, let's see where this goes, and let's see if the prosecution offers an objection to him acting a fool.
Isn't that your testimony?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I guess? Because that's what they put you up to justify and say it's okay. So is that your testimony still to this jury?
To the question and the implication.
I'll allow it, but be careful.
Hang on. Do you understand my question?
No, sir.
Well, let's move on just a bit. We'll go back to that. Do you own a firearm?
No.
You don't have a firearm?
No.
Did you have a firearm that day?
No.
In your vehicle?
No.
You have a child yourself, if I'm not mistaken.
3.
And I think one of them would be 14 years old right now.
Yeah.
You would not want him to have a firearm?
No.
You would instruct him not to have a firearm?
No.
You would not want him to have a firearm for protection of status or anything?
Asked and fucking answered.
No, he would think it would be wrong.
He's leading them around.
Correct?
Yeah.
It would be dangerous.
Yeah.
And you would not want your child in the community carrying a firearm.
No.
The solicitor's office asked you about your criminal record. You stand on the stand currently as a convicted felon.
Yeah.
And so you couldn't own a firearm.
Racially as well,
Yeah.
relevant.
And so you stand over there convicted of 3 separate offenses.
I'm not sure how many. I'm not sure.
Not sure how many felonies you have?
No.
Were these all in Richland County?
Yeah.
And so
God, he's
this
just
was prosecuted
shitting all over him.
in this courthouse?
Yeah.
And so they are familiar with you?
I don't know.
When you talked to officers on the scene, well, let's go through this. You actually gave 2 separate statements to officers. One on a body cam on scene. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And then separately, you talked to another officer. Is that a fair statement? Like you sat down and met with an officer and gave an actual recorded interview. Remember that?
Yeah.
And I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to talk about the second interview first, because this was with a member of the Richland County Sheriff's Department who interviewed you.
They both were.
Okay? Both were Richland County officers.
Yeah.
They interviewed you, right?
Yeah.
They asked you what happened.
Yeah.
They asked your details.
Yeah.
They let you give the story.
Yeah.
And you gave them this story, and after you gave the story, you remember one of the officers telling you, don't embellish, that doesn't fit the evidence.
I don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sorry. First of all, why would an officer say that to somebody? Don't embellish, that doesn't fit the evidence. Then wouldn't the officer be leading or manipulating what this person is telling? I'm sorry. Maybe I'm wrong here, but that seems weird.
No, this was slimy defense attorney work. He knew that statement was hearsay, but he wanted to get it out there so that the jury would hear it. And the judge will instruct the jury not to consider it, but that bell has already been rung.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry. That's weird.
What I mean?
When you met with them, did they think you were exaggerating the story?
Objection, Your Honor, speculation of what somebody else believes.
When you gave the story to law enforcement, what was your belief when you left, when you talked to them? Do you believe they believed your version?
Objection, Your Honor, to what he believes somebody else believes.
I wouldn't.
You're asking him to determine what the officer believes.
When you gave your story to law enforcement, and I want to make it clear, you told law enforcement that, and I want to make sure it's good again, I want to make sure the testimony is good. At some point, you're saying the victim had his hands up?
Yeah.
Okay. And he shot when his hands were up? I just want to make sure. Tell me if I'm wrong.
No.
So explain it to me again so we can all understand.
When he was on the ground, like after he fell from being shot, it's like he was trying to roll himself over. That's when his hands was up.
Now, there's no question he fell twice.
Yes, it is.
Your testimony is that he was shot the first time. I mean, you tell me when he was shot.
He didn't make.
Do you know exactly
he
when
said
he
it
was
was
shot?
the second time.
You said if he fell twice after the second stumble, it wasn't 2 falling.
It wasn't 2 falls?
No.
Okay. And I guess I'm getting more confused, and you did it with the solicitor's office, but I need to know exactly what position he was in when he was shot. And if not,
You know, when you're telling the witness things he didn't say, of course you're confused at that point. I would be confused.
when you were
I don't understand why the state isn't objecting more.
I agree.
This is a absolutely bullshit line of questioning. It's misstating the facts of his previous testimony. Because he said it was after the second fall is when he was like he fell down, he got up, he stumbled and fell down again, and then he was shot. That was what his testimony was. Yep. The defense attorney's misstating his testimony in order to try to trip the witness up. This defense attorney knows exactly what he's doing. He's introducing hearsay statements that he wanted the jury to hear, knowing they would be objected to. He's introducing speculation about whether the officers believed him or not. He can't testify to that. The defense attorney knows this. I would be objecting to every single question he said, if nothing else, just to throw him off of his pace and throw him off of his game, because this is ridiculous. I don't understand why the state is so quiet on this.
He's harassing the witness here for sure. I feel the same way, even from Steve's perspective. Like, this is just very rude. I don't know how. And for me, if we were in court, our court reporter we're like very protective of, and that's where we would go in. We're like, dude, you need to slow this shit down because she has to type all this crap out that you're saying.
Yeah, no. Protect the court reporter at all costs. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Like, protect them. And the clerks.
Especially when you're there's only like 3 in my entire area, right? So she's gonna be like, I saw you, you didn't help me, I hate you now.
No, West Texas, they pay court reporters like $150,000 a year. I remember I sent it to law one time and I was like, I think I picked the wrong fucking profession because they pay them good because they can't find them out here. But yeah, you always protect the court reporter and you're always nice to the clerks. like never piss off the clerks. It's the worst thing you can ever do. But we'll get back into no, I was just gonna say, like, this is insane. I agree with you, Law. I believe he does know what he's doing, but I need you to tell me please tell me you don't act this way in court. I've never seen you act this way, but please tell me you don't do this because you're my legal hero and I need to know that you're not acting crazy. Please.
No, if I have to resort to slimy tricks to try to win, then I am going to quit being a defense attorney.
Yeah, that's a loss.
There's a lot of other ways to make money as a lawyer than acting without integrity, self-respect, or honor. So it's not a line I go down. My general demeanor in court is I want the jury to think that I am the nicest person on the face of the earth. Because when I'm making an argument, I want them to think that, well, if that nice guy is making this argument, then it has some weight behind it. And actually, my first trial that I had last week, the one with it was a very questionable domestic, and the alleged victim ended up lying on the stand, which turned out great. But one of the jurors I got to talk to afterwards, he's an immigrant from Liberia, and he was talking to me, and he said, I appreciated how respectful you were to everybody. And he said, whenever you stood up, you would always, when you went to the bench, you would let the prosecutor go first. And you called the judge your honor every time you talked to her. And I just thought that you were very nice and respectful. And I'm like, cool. That's what I want, because can I turn the asshole on? Absolutely. But when I'm in front of the jury, I want them to think that I am the nicest, most trustworthy guy in the courtroom. This just gives me all of the ick, and it infuriates me to see a defense attorney resort to these unethical tactics in order to try to win a case.
I want to tell you that I knew that was going to be your answer, and I'm so happy it was your answer. I've seen him in court from time to time, but I do distance work, so it's not like an everyday occurrence. But he's always super nice, and I'm I could never see him acting this way. But I just gotta ask because just got to. But yeah.
One question, Law, you mentioned that you think the tactic was to get the jury to hear it regardless if it's objected to or not, correct? And I'm wondering, on appeals, would that be beneficial towards the defense?
Not usually, because the judge will issue a curative instruction, saying, if I've sustained an objection, you're not to consider that, the answer to that question. But that's the biggest, piece of bullshit. That's the checkbox that the judge needs to do to make sure that he doesn't get overturned on appeals. There are some things that are so prejudicial that if they're mentioned, it makes a fair trial impossible. I don't think this this doesn't rise to that level of issue. If you think during the Rittenhouse case, at one point the prosecutor Binger was commenting about about Rittenhouse's post-arrest silence, and that you cannot do. And the judge had said that he was contemplating a mistrial because that is incredibly prejudicial against the defendant to try to impugn guilt because he remains silent. In this case, it's not the defendant, it's a witness. So you get a little bit more leeway there because ultimately it's the jury's job to assess a witness's credibility. It's not about trying to find the witness guilty of anything. But there are some things that we call it, you can't unring that bell. There are some things that once a jury hears, they are not going to disregard. It is going to be in their mind. They may not talk about it in deliberation rooms because, one of the jurors will say, hey, we're not supposed to talk about that, judge's instructions, but everybody's thinking about it. And that little off the cuff statement was absolutely one of those things that you're not going to unring.
They always think about it. I don't care. Like, just assume that they're going to think about it. The goal is that you don't have anything that, like, well, I guess maybe this defense attorney's goal is the opposite, but I guess the goal would be that you don't have anything like that, so it's not like problematic. But this, I don't know who this attorney is, but what a dickhead. What's up, Davo?
What up, party people?
Coming up to listen or question?
Yeah, I had a quick question actually, since we're on this topic and everything. So generally speaking, I know that it's not well advised to plead the fifth in like a civil trial because they'll just eventually take that as, you're just refusing to answer questions and everything else. You can, like, there's nothing preventing you
Martin
from doing so.
Shkreli, that bitch, fucking on the advice of counsel.
But that was what I was gonna ask, because like I know that was a criminal thing. Well, no, the thing that we watched with Martin Shkreli, I don't think that was a criminal thing. I think he was just answering Congress questions, which
It's congressional testimony or some. It's some committee. I can't remember.
But yeah, I was just curious. Is that like true that you like shouldn't plead the fifth in a civil? You can plead the fifth in a criminal, but like not in a civil, right?
Yeah, in a criminal case, your right to remain silent, it can't be used against you. Like the judge will instruct the jury. It's in every jury instruction that a defendant's exercising their right to remain silent is their right, and you're not to assume any statements or impugn their silence as any sort of guilt. But in a civil case, if you plead the fifth, the jury's allowed to infer a negative response. So, if they ask you now, did you assist, in committing this fraud, and you plead the fifth, the jury can assume that you did. They're allowed to do that in a civil trial.
Yep.
No, that's what I was assuming. That's what it was. Okay, cool. I just wanted to like have verification from like actual lawyers. So.
The other thing too, though, speaking of that, let me say this real quick so we can get back into the video here. It's that if you are, I'm sorry, my eyelid just, okay. Wait, what was I saying? Oh, wait, hold on. It's
We're
very,
saying
very
something
important.
about
pleading the fifth in a civil.
Yes, thank you. I got it. I just got it back. Okay. Sorry. One thing I try to remind people of too is that, you can plead the fifth when you're testifying in criminal court, wherever court you're at. You can say, I'm not going to say anything because this is going to be incriminating to me. The judge can make an assessment and say, actually, that's not incriminating. I need you to keep testifying. And so that's one of those things a lot of people don't hear about. And so if that judge is like, nope, you're good to go, and you're still not comfortable doing it, he can send you to jail until you come back out again. So I think that's, again, one part where you're like, all right, I'm taking the fifth, I'm not answering. And the judge is like, that's not applicable here. You need to answer.
Yes, that's true. The judge can compel you to answer, but it does also give you a little bit of shield if you're later prosecuted for that statement. You can say that it was compelled testimony against your right to remain silent if they attempt to use that statement that you were compelled to give by the court against you in a criminal trial. So even if you plead the fifth and the judge says, no, that's not incriminating, you can answer it, and then all of a sudden you get prosecuted for that statement, you do have a defense there.
Yep.
Sweetness. Okay, cool. That part I did not know, Attorney Dye. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Correct. I gotta ask y'all about the spousal privilege thing later. I had a specific question about it, but it's not relevant to any of this, so we'll move on. Davo, you are very welcome to stay if you would like. We are just watching this. Once we get through this one, I think we'll probably shut down and then start fresh tomorrow if that's good with everybody. Anybody? Objections?
I have an objection. Oh.
Overruled. I don't care what it is.
I've moved to gummy bears.
I need to put on my bonnet and go to bed. Okay, guys.
Objection, I'll miss you. What?
I'll probably be dicking around in other lives, but it'll be absolutely nothing serious, and people will be very serious, and I'll be sitting there making jokes and laughing because that's.
I'm gonna follow you, then Cass, wherever you go. Be like, all right. Anyways,
oh my goodness!
Oh
Look
my
at the
God,
galaxies.
Oh my gosh!
Thank you. You're so sweet. Okay, let's get back into this guy because I got to see how this ends, man. Like, prosecution's got to do something at this point.
You saying when he was shot, as in when he hit the ground?
No, when he was shot.
Like, oh, he was trying to stand completely up.
He was trying to stand completely up.
Yeah.
And I think when you were right here, you had him completely straight, correct?
What you mean, completely straight?
Was he standing completely up when he was shot, like this?
I mean, almost as if, yeah, almost.
And Mr. Chow, was he directly behind him?
No, not directly behind him.
If you can come down again for me and just put your body in the position that you saw, I want to make sure I say this correctly, the position you saw Cyrus in when he was shot.
I wouldn't do that again.
Make sure you understand my question before you do.
It's asked and answered. Like,
Do you
he's
understand
already
my
done
question?
it.
Yeah, can you come down from the stand and just show the jury the position, the exact position his body was in when he was shot that you saw?
Yeah.
For me, this would be a 4-3 violation.
Like, completely up. Like he was getting up.
I feel like he's trying to get him, like, pissy. Like, I feel like he's trying to get this guy, like, riled up where he loses his shit and he's like, fuck off. Because, I don't know, maybe at that point I might be. I'll be like, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but we're going to calm it down, baby. Like, we're not going to talk to me that way. Okay.
Like this. He wasn't here. Yeah.
Okay.
No, he was like here, but still trying to move and get up at the same time. You get what I'm saying?
I do, and I'm just confused because I thought with the solicitor's office you said he was straight up. So you're not saying he was
He's
straight
trying to get straight up. He's trying to get up like how I'm standing, like this. He's trying to get to this point, but he never could get to this point. He's still stumbling,
At what
trying to
point
catch
is
his
this
movement.
fucking
That's
relevant?
what's
He
going on.
was
That's
shot
what you
in the
saw.
back.
Okay. And then after he was shot, what happened from that position?
He fell completely again.
Right there.
Yeah.
Didn't move any further.
It's like maybe like a try to turn over type of thing, maybe.
So where the body came to rest is where he was shot.
I don't know where his body came from. Because it was so many people gathered around him, I couldn't see exactly nothing. All I could see is like legs and feet, and you know the older lady's son was on their knees and all of that. I couldn't really exactly see him. Like I'm looking at this desk right here,
yes,
I couldn't literally just see everything. I see everybody huddled around him.
Okay, go ahead back up there. Thank you.
Good answer, actually.
Now I want to go backwards to the body cam footage. You remember you said on the side of the road you talked to the officers while they were there?
Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yeah.
Do you remember telling the officer on the body footage that you watched the shot through your car mirror, through your rearview mirror?
No.
You do not remember that?
No.
And if I was to find testimony or anything, you would dispute saying that to anyone that day?
I don't remember that.
Is it possible you could have said that?
I don't remember that at all.
Jesus Christ.
And you had mentioned that when you were driving by the scene, you were going at a very slow pace.
Yeah.
And if there was video of your car not going at a slow pace, would you disagree with that?
Yeah.
And so, how fast would you say you would have been going?
I don't know.
You tend to
I need you
slow
to
down
guesstimate because you said you were
when
tracking
people
them. So
run
how
the
fast?
fuck in
1 mile,
front
2
of you.
mile?
I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know. I don't remember.
You had mentioned in your testimony that you did not see anyone throw anything. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And you said you saw the book bag laying directly on the ground?
Yeah.
And it just had fallen?
When he fell, the book bag fell. The first time.
Immediately at the same spot?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, I wouldn't say the same spot. I can't remember exactly where, but I wouldn't say the same spot. I think it kind of fell down, so I can't really remember.
Well, you testified to it, so that's why I want to make sure. You testified on direct that it fell right there. So if you want to correct it now, please.
I mean, can you explain what right there is? It could be here, it could be there. You're saying right there. I don't know what right there is.
Well, I need to know exactly what you testified. Where did the book bag fall?
On the ground.
Where?
I mean, I have to look or something. I can't just say where exactly it was on the ground.
You saw the book bag?
Yeah.
You saw the book bag on the ground?
Yeah.
It was not down the hill into the grassy area. You personally saw it?
Yeah, it was on the ground.
Okay. And your testimony is you personally saw the shoe come on?
Yeah.
Take your questions.
Yes, sir.
Now, you are not testifying. I want to make sure we're clear on this. You're not testifying today that the young man was shot while he was on the ground.
No.
Have you ever before, under oath, any testimony ever testified that he was shot on the ground?
Testify. This is my first time testifying.
Yeah. Have you ever given any statements or anything to suggest that he was on the ground?
I believe so, I think.
You believe so? You have actually before to law enforcement said he was on the ground when he was shot.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, so much going on at one time. You know, like right after the incident, I'm calling my mom. So much going on. The social media thing going on. So much going on at one time.
So much going on. So much stuff in our heads. So much to pay attention to, and then time to figure out a different story.
No.
Oh my God, I hate this guy.
Originally, you have told law enforcement.
Objection, argumentative.
I'm sorry. Oh, no, you're talking about the guy. That's very badgering, I think would be number one.
Yeah, well, the time to come up with a different story, that's argumentative. That's not a question.
Move to strike.
But the problem is, again, it's already out there. It's already out there.
Also, the state's not objecting.
Yeah. I told you at the beginning of this, I was like, because I love balance shit so much, I'm like, fucking object to everything. Fuck that shit. Like, fucking have it on the record. That way, if it comes up later, you've got an avenue. Like, this is crazy. The state has, I think they've only offered up 1 or 2 objections so far, and this has been a wild ride of hot shit. Oh, thank you, Freedom.
It seems like his tactic is trying to get any little difference in his testimonies in order to, like, obviously make him seem to discredit him basic. Yeah. But I think what he's ending up doing is actually making himself look super like aggressive.
Yep.
And that doesn't look very good as a prosecutor. Now, Attorney Dye, you're a prosecutor, so you could answer better, but
That's true.
I would say that, but the fact that this jury came back the way they did with a witness who actually saw the shot take place tells me that whatever he was doing was working. I'm not saying that's the only thing that worked. I'm sure the defense has some good witnesses, but like, this guy is really so far the best vantage point we've seen, because according to him, he's looking at it like this and can see it like right here next to him. So like, this is the best vantage point. So this is, at least so far. So this is one that's a good one to tear down. I don't agree with the way he's doing it, but
Well, and to be honest, like as a defense attorney, I think that this witness is sounding evasive to some of the questions to the jury. And I feel like he is trying to be overly helpful to the prosecution. That's my take. And I think that the defense attorney is effectively drawing that out. I don't like how he's drawing it out. I find it to be unethical and slimy and skis baggy. But I also think that this is probably the asshole on the defense team. So you've got Doc Laser Sight Brown, kind of coming in as the seasoned attorney, the nice guy. But then you can bring in your asshole, and the jury can hate the lawyer. The jury can think, but then as long as you've got your nice, good cop, bad cop going on, where the laser sight guy comes in and says, gives an effective closing, the jury's, is not going to hold that against the defense as likely, So I think he's the defense attorney right now is the bulldog, and he doesn't care if he looks like an asshole to the jury because he's getting some pretty damaging statements out there and some seemingly evasive answers, but the answers are evasive because he's misrepresenting the original testimony.
Well, agreed. And for me, as a prosecutor, what I would do in this situation is I would say, first of all, sidebar, the defense counsel's absolutely badgering and trying to humiliate my witness. That's not allowed. And then I would say also, I will object to everything that you say if you don't chill the fuck out and stop going after my witness. And I've done that. So they're like, well, we can do whatever we want. I'm like, that's fine. Objection, objection, objection. And that would slow the whole trial down and everybody gets pissed off, but I don't care because I'm just really protective of my witnesses.
Well, a couple of things. So, first of all, this literal interaction is like watching David Dale and Michael like fight with each other. Like this is the vibes it's giving. This is like watching an argument on TikTok. This guy is like, this attorney is so fucking ridiculous. It reminds me of the DoorDash attorney that we know. But anyway, I think that he does sound a little bit evasive. But I also thought, like, the prosecution introducing this line of questioning was fucking nuts, first of all. And then the defense, like, I don't know how well they prepped him, but, like, I feel like defense was going one of two ways with this. They didn't care how they looked, and also they were like, we're just going to discredit him any way possible. What I do find interesting, though, is they also had the toupee wig guy on that side. But they're like questioning and lines of questioning. They didn't do too well the day before. And this guy asked the lady before him some questions, too. He was perfectly nice and respectful. Like, nothing crazy. But when he gets up with this guy, then he just loses his shit. I don't know. Just little things I've observed that probably mean nothing overall, but that's just my take.
No, I mean, this is the most damaging witness so far for the defendant, as far as he's got confident testimony about the way that the shooting unfolded that would, take down any valid self-defense claim. So really the only play is to try to challenge his credibility. But the way he's challenging it is by misrepresenting his original testimony or misframing it at least, and then getting him to try to make it sound like he's changing his story. And this is also poor witness prep on behalf of the state, because if you knew that he gave one statement to police officers in the body camera and another statement in court about how the shooting unfolded and how we saw it, whether it was through his rearview mirror, his front windshield, or whatever the case may be, then you have to have an answer ready for that. And the way the witness just responded just shows me he wasn't adequately prepped, because he's like, well, there was so much going on, and then social media is like, wait, why would you need social media to make you remember what happened, on the night up? And sometimes you could say, you know what, I was it was a chaotic scene. After things settled down, I was able to collect my thoughts and remember a more clear picture of the sequence of events after the initial chaos came down. Like, if you gave that answer, that's something that I think the jury would be able to understand. But this whole answer was, well, there's a lot going on, and with everything on social media, blah, blah, blah. It just sounds very evasive. So poor witness prep and very aggressive and unethical questioning by the defense attorney is not making him look very good.
Well,
I agree.
And I've seen in cases where it's actually been detrimental to have an attorney who is acting that way, which is kind of why I was questioning why his tactic. I don't know if it's because, he knows the jury and maybe he knows that that's going to, help him out.
Select him, so yeah.
Well, yeah, right? Like, so maybe the jury is different, and so this attorney feels like this is the approach to go with. I'm wondering, guys, like, how do you guys determine, I guess, like, based off of a jury, how that is, I guess, how you talk, if that makes sense? Like, how do you decide when you talk to a jury how they will be given the information best?
I have some thoughts, but I'll let the attorneys answer this. I'll tell you mine later.
Well, so for example, like on my trial that I had on last Monday, the alleged victim gave statements that were not what she said on 911 and not what she said to the officers on the body camera. So all I did is I just locked her into some very specific answers, and I wrote down verbatim what she said on the stand. I didn't need to go and confront her with it at that moment. And then just in my closings, I said, you heard the, Miss Blah Blah say that she told the 911 operators this. Now you heard the 911 call, and you'll have it in the jury room. She did not. That's not what she said. She wasn't correct, and I didn't say she wasn't honest, because I think juries will, at least Minnesota juries, are going to react negatively if you call somebody a liar. But if you just say, well, she wasn't correct about what she said to 911 when she testified in the courtroom, they might think that she was lying. All I said is she wasn't correct. So I don't know, maybe this prosecutor knows that South Carolina jurors are going to react, more strongly. At the end of the day, as a defense attorney, if you're trying to challenge the credibility of the witness, you just need to get the jury to believe that this witness isn't credible. Now, I don't find his style particularly effective for the types of juries I'm in front of, but he's got a better pulse of the jurors down there than I do. But I can guarantee you, like, what he's doing is categorically unethical.
Yeah, and I would remind everybody too that we've got the grand jury stuff that just like totally sank because of the attorneys that were involved. And one of the attorneys was like, "Oh, I wouldn't even bring this to you if I didn't know that it was important and that you could find a probable cause." So this is another situation where they're like vouching for the attorney. Like, "Oh yeah, you're great, you're great." And when you get that far down the road into that kind of a situation, now we're just like out of control.
Definitely. Thank you, guys.
For sure. I'll tell you mine later. We'll DM about
Text
it.
me. Yeah, I was about
Yes,
to say
you.
text me.
You just have to be good at reading people. It's funsies. Anyway, okay, let's get back into it.
Unfortunate that he was on the ground when he was shot. Correct?
Okay.
Not okay.
Yeah.
And we now realize that's not possible. Correct?
Yeah.
And you know that's not possible. Correct?
Yeah.
And now today you're telling something a little different. Correct?
Not just today, when I spoke with him too.
You spoke with who?
Officer.
But you understand, we always want to try to get someone's statement as close to the event as possible, right? Because we want to get as accurate as possible. Is that a fair statement?
No.
You don't want to get someone's memory as close to the event as possible?
I mean, yeah, but that's not fair because, no.
That's not fair. We don't want to know accurate. We don't want someone to plan. We don't want someone to think of something. Don't you want someone's memory as close to the event as possible?
No.
No? Why not?
I mean,
why not?
but
It's
I mean, it shouldn't
awful.
matter.
They prep
If something happens, something happens. It don't matter when you ask.
You got that exactly right. It
You gotta
shouldn't
be
matter.
careful
When
with
something
your
happens,
prep.
I'm
You got to watch
sorry.
your prep and not let it be coaching. And that's a really difficult line to walk down. A lot of times when prepping witnesses, it's like, well, we'll have this question and this question. And they'll try to start answering it. And it's like, don't answer me now. Just think about it. Think about what these questions are going to be. So I can see why maybe there might have not been enough prep. But on the other hand, this level of no prep is unacceptable.
No, but I'm going to be fair to him also. I think at this point, with the way this defense attorney has acted and the fact that the prosecution has done all but nothing to stop it, I think if I were to be honest with myself, like no matter the amount of prep, I may have become flustered. I may not be fully understanding what's being said to me, the questions I'm being asked, because I'd be like, what the fuck is happening right now? I mean, and they should be prepping you like, hey, they're going to try to rile you up. They may like ask questions or maybe like present in a different manner than you're used to. But like, by the same token, if you're not somebody that's in and out of a courtroom every day or that watches stuff like this, I mean, he's been in and out of courtrooms, but it's mostly been on his end. But I'm just saying, like, he may be just flustered or overwhelmed and kind of like shutting down, if that makes sense. Just on a personality level. That's just my thought.
Well, and I said some things which could probably be perceived as coaching, as witness prep. But what I mean is, you can explain to your witness. Now, very frequently, or I said, very frequently, people in the immediate aftermath of a traumatic situation have elevated levels in their system, and they don't have as clear of a picture of what happened immediately after as they do after their physiological state is kind of returned to normal. So do you feel like you had a clearer picture immediately after, or after your body returned back to its normal state? And they can give you an honest answer. They can tell you, well, I felt like I had a better vantage point immediately after, or they can tell you I felt like I had a better recollection of what happened after, the initial adrenaline wore off and all of that. And
Objection,
you say, okay,
hearsay.
well, just make sure that you if you're questioned on that you make that clear to the jury.
See, like, this is the thing is like, Davo's agreeing with me too. I really think what this is for him is like, this has been a couple minute period of fairly aggressive, like, questioning and very, like, he's being pushed and pulled a multitude of ways, saying he said statements he didn't say. His prosecution is fucking sucking, or I don't know, diddling somebody or something. But he's over here, and I think he's shut down. Like, I don't even think he may be competently answering the question at this point. I want him to re-ask the question again, because I don't think he heard it the way he thought he heard it. That's just my take. We'll see where it goes, but that's the read I'm getting on this, is that he's done.
Yeah, the state gets a redirect after this, and if they're good, they're going to be able to clean a lot of this up. So I'm hoping that's the case, but
Hopefully.
yeah, but they did not adequately prepare this witness for this type of cross.
I agree completely. And with that, my friends, I do need to go. It is after midnight.
All right, go turn into a pumpkin.
Turn into a pumpkin. We love you. Put your bonnet on.
Yeah. Have a good night. Thanks for having me, everybody.
Night,
Good night,
attorney Di. Well, this should be over soon. Let's just see how this ends, and we can kind of wind her down.
It should stay consistent. Is that a fair statement?
That's not what I just said.
So tell me what you said.
I just said when something happens. I never said nothing about being consistent or anything. I didn't say that.
Okay.
I told
So
you
should
didn't know
someone's
what he was
story change?
answering.
No.
Now, that's what consistent means. So it should be consistent from one time to the next. Is that fair?
I mean, you say that, yeah.
You don't think a story should be consistent?
Yeah, a story is consistent.
A story is consistent.
Should be, yeah.
Should be consistent. So at one point you told a story that he was shot directly on the ground, and then today you're saying he wasn't. You agree that's not consistent?
Yeah, but I think that was a misunderstanding because I don't think the officer was really understanding what I was saying. So I think he kind of misunderstood my explanation. That's what I think.
That's what you think?
Yeah.
And a few minutes ago I asked you specifically stated that you said he was on the ground when he was shot, and there was a bunch going on in your head and you were incorrect.
No, I didn't say that. I said the women was around him on the ground as I was passing back by the scene. So I couldn't see.
I directly asked you about telling an officer, giving a statement that you said originally that he was on the ground when he got shot. That's what I asked you.
Yeah, but you just asked me something totally different pertaining. You didn't ask me the same thing.
What?
What you asked me prior to the question that you just asked me.
Do you remember, let's make it very simple. Do you remember at some point in time telling an officer, anybody, that Cyrus was on the ground when he got shot?
Yeah.
That's a yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not a confusion. That's not a trick question. That's a yes.
Yeah.
Today, you're saying that's different, correct?
Yeah.
You have met with law enforcement, solicitors, everybody in between those two times, yes?
Yeah.
And we realize the first thing that you said about shot on the ground is not possible.
No.
This is.
They're
going to redirect. They have to. I don't know. This should have been a sidebar or something. Like, this is just crazy work.
A moment ago, I was asking you if there would be any video or anything of that nature of your car going at a fast level, and you said there would not be. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
And you do recognize your car?
Yeah.
And you know what it looks like. What type of car is it?
Honda Accord.
No, there's been multiple black witnesses, Nancy, that white attorneys have questioned as well. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I mean, maybe it does. I'm not sure, but I think there's been.
Another sidebar.
Fucking finally.
I think the defense is about to get into a line of questioning that they're worried is going to touch too closely to a pretrial order, so they're trying to get judge confirmation ahead of time. Just because he went up to the prosecutor and talked to the prosecutor first, and then they're like, okay, let's go talk to the judge.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize I muted myself back. That's interesting. I'm trying to. Oh, okay. I think we're ready to go. Okay, so maybe we can finish this up tonight.
I think we got it. Your Honor, so what we are going to do, so for confusion, is rather than publish to the entire panel, we will utilize to refresh his memory. There will be no objections. They have no problem with someone from our team showing him cameras or not, so it speeds it up a little bit. And we go from there.
And we're trying to get our tech staff here.
All right. So what it looks like here is they're going to be showing some evidence that may not be admitted already, but they're using it to refresh the recollection of the witness. So it's only going to be shown to the witness in order to get him to refresh, I guess the speed at which his car was driving. And so instead of the whole jury seeing it, they're going to play it to the witness and then ask him questions about what he saw.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess just like I think his car probably was going faster before people ran out in front of it. Like that would make me slow down pretty quickly. That I feel like that's going to be the answer here because we don't have video beyond sort of that point of the store. I don't believe, but maybe we do. We'll find out.
I just want to make sure.
Here we go. This state's witness. Oh my God, what the absolute...
Jesus, tap dancing Christ.
I'm sorry. I'm doing my best. I'm trying not to go over it. Are we back?
Jewish brother, John.
Fine.
Mr. Brad, I promise you, I'm almost there. When we took a break, I was asking you about your car, things of that nature?
Yeah.
And the direction of travel.
Yeah.
The speed your car would have been going.
Yeah.
And what direction you would have been looking at the shooting.
Yeah.
Is that all? Do you remember all of that?
Yeah.
And then there was a question if you remember the speed and things of that nature, and I talked to you about a potential video.
Yeah.
If I was able to show you a video, would it help refresh your memory as to what your car was actually doing that day?
Yeah.
Okay. At this point in time, Your Honor, I asked one of the lawyers from our table to show the video just to him.
Okay.
And now, what we're going to do is we're going to show you two videos. I don't want you to talk about them. I don't want you to say anything about them. Just watch the two videos that I'm going to show you. Is that fair?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Scott's going to come up there as well. Look at what you watch.
Are they standing over him just to make sure that they're showing him appropriate stuff?
And you've now seen both his videos?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
a little louder to make sure she did. Is that a yes?
Yeah.
And the videos, that's your car in the video?
Yeah.
And that car shows the direction you're traveling?
Yeah.
And it shows the speed you're traveling?
Yeah.
And you were the only one inside of the vehicle?
Yeah.
And that car shows both directions that you're driving?
Yeah. It goes the same way. Yeah.
Yeah. It's different angles?
Yeah.
And one of the videos shows your car in one position that will be an opposite side of the shooting. Is that a fair statement? Going past the shooting.
No, can you explain that to me, brother?
How about you explain it so I'm not the one asking the bad questions? What did the video show you?
It showed me going up Spring Street.
Okay. Away from the shooting.
Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Wait.
Yeah. Not really away from it, but it's still like right there. I mean, that's the entrance.
Hold
What
on real
did he
quick.
just
Did he
say to
just
him?
say, I'm not the one asking the bad questions?
That's your car in the video?
Yeah.
And that car shows the direction you're traveling?
Yeah.
And it shows the speed you're traveling?
Yeah.
And you were the only one inside of the vehicle?
Yeah.
And that car shows both directions that you're driving?
Yeah. It goes the same way. Yeah.
Yeah. It's different angles?
Yeah.
And one of the videos shows your car in one position that will be an opposite side of the shooting. Is that a fair statement? Going past the shooting.
No, can you explain that to me, brother?
How about you explain it so I'm not the one asking the bad questions? What did the video show you?
It showed me going up Spring Street.
Okay. Away from the shooting.
Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yeah. Not really away from it, but it's still like right there. I mean, that's the entrance of the apartments.
And the entrance of the apartments are past where the incident happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what we see as your car going past where the incident happened.
Yeah.
And that would go along with the question which I asked you from the body cam that you said on scene, I was looking at it through my rear view.
No.
Okay. But you do remember that question?
Which one?
About looking at it through your rear view?
No.
You don't remember me asking you that question earlier?
No.
You don't remember me asking you a question about what happened on the scene and you telling the officer that you had looked at it through your rear view?
I don't remember that.
But you remember that question?
Yeah.
And you understand what I'm saying about that video that shows your car past the scene, right?
Yeah.
And that would make sense that you're looking at it through the rear view mirror.
No.
Okay. And two, the other thing that we're showing is you're not going 1 or 2 miles an hour in that video. Would you agree with that?
Well, the first one, it looks like it, yeah.
Is your position that the video that we showed you were going 1 or 2 miles an hour?
I wouldn't say 1 or 2 miles per hour, but very slow, yes.
Very slow. What is your definition of very slow?
I mean, it's just exactly what I said.
What speed limit would be very slow?
I don't know.
Well, I need to know because that's a big deal. How fast you were going there.
I would just be guessing. I don't have a direct answer, like a direct speed limit answer. I don't know.
And I just showed you a video showing you how fast you were going.
Okay,
Objection.
he could have just asked, like, did you have your foot on the gas pedal? Was your foot completely off the gas pedal? Because I don't even think your car can exceed maybe 10 miles an hour if your foot, like, if you're in drive and your foot's off the gas pedal completely, supposing that you hadn't, are slowed down or something. I wouldn't figure you'd be going in excess of 10, maybe 15 miles an hour.
Oh, not even. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
if your idling is going to be between like 3 and 8 miles per hour, depending on your car.
Yeah. Like I always see it as about 5 miles an hour. That's just always been my guess. But like, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know that on a specific level, but thank you, Law. I'm glad that you do.
And if you tell somebody like, no, the average person walks at about 3 miles. If the average person walks about 3 miles an hour, do you think your car was moving faster than a person walks? There's many ways to answer it, but his response wasn't a bad one. It was just the attorney's trying to lock him into an answer. He's like, I wasn't going fast. I can't tell you how fast I was going, but I was not going fast. And that's a good answer. And he's like, what do you mean you don't know how fast you're going? I wasn't looking. Those are all fine answers. It's just this attorney's just completely badgering.
Well, you say it's a lot of asked and answered or like super repetitive questions that like, it's like you're asking 3 questions a different way, but you're ending up at the same fucking answer, which is I don't fucking know. And that drives me fucking batshit crazy.
I was about to say, could you just do speculate? Maybe no. I'm trying to say, could you do speculation because like you're forcing him to give you a number that he's already stated he couldn't give you.
Yeah, I mean, once he answered it already, I would be objecting to asked and answered. Again, like if an attorney is going this hard on a witness, fuck with them with objections. I mean, you throw them off his game. You might not win every objection as long as they're actually objectionable things, of which there are plenty here. This is a situation where I'm not as much worried about pissing off the jury as trying to throw the prosecutor, or in this case, the defense attorney, off of their rhythm, the rhythm that they're trying to get into by getting into objections, because he's trying to build up a rhythm, trying to get under the witness's skin. I would just be objecting, if no other reason, as long as it's a valid objection. I wouldn't let the ones I would normally go slide. I would be objecting to everything.
Valid. Yeah, no, at this point I would too. This is just a really ridiculous sort of like, not all the questions are terrible, but it's kind of a very ridiculous and argumentative line of questioning, and like it's nothing other than to like discredit him. And like I can understand some of them being asked, but being asked 5 times just feels a little excessive, you know.
Before we hit play, I do need to get to bed. Okay. But I love you. I appreciate you. Also, Law, thank you for answering my silly questions, and you have a good night.
Have a good night, Jen.
They were not silly. I'm not somebody who says there's no such thing as a dumb question, but you did not have dumb questions.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. You guys have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
That refresh your memory.
Yeah.
From that video, you can't tell how fast you're going.
No.
Ask objection, ask and answer, Your Honor.
Several times, sustained.
About fucking time.
Be direct.
There it is.
Devontae, do you know where those camera angles, where they were from?
Those look like the apartments he tried to make it to.
Okay. So your testimony, from what I remember, was that you were driving. At some point, you do pass the scene where Cyrus came.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And is it your testimony that at some point after you drove past, you were still looking over your shoulder?
Yeah, looking over my shoulder. Yeah.
Okay. And I think your testimony is you turned around and went back out.
Yeah. When I got a little bit past what he showed me, I turned around in the middle of the road.
Okay. But did you almost stop in those videos I just showed you?
Yeah. That's how slow I was going.
Okay. Now, one more time. My understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, when you're watching, and do you remember the video that we had, I think it might be 24, 21, where it shows Cyrus running, the shoe comes off? Mm-hmm. Remember?
Yeah.
All right, and you saw your car in that video?
Yeah.
Okay. And does that depict how close in relation you were to Cyrus and the 2 Chows?
Yeah.
Okay. And you said you continued up the road?
Yeah.
When Cyrus hit the curb and fell to the ground, how did you describe that fall?
Hard, real hard.
All right. Is this or is this not an accurate depiction of what you were explaining? As he's hitting up, he doesn't fully make it upright. He's still, is this accurate?
Yeah, he's trying to stand up right, but he's still moving too fast.
He's still moving forward, trying to get his balance.
Yeah, they're trying to get away from them.
And then he falls for the last and final time.
For being shot, yeah.
Okay. And how do you know this?
I seen it.
Thank you.
Anything on your call? Yes, sir.
That was it?
Are you shitting me? Okay. We're done for today, so I'm gonna stop it for right there. I don't think he has any more questions. Yeah, no, okay. He's the last. That's the last of him today. Thank you for the hat. Yeah, so when they first questioned him, I was gonna say something then, but I was like, I'm gonna let it go. You know, I'm not on the prosecution side. Maybe this is just how they approach this. But I was like, I feel like they needed to lay this out a little bit better, this sort of like events. But I let that shit go. But it was in the back of my head. And then we get into this, and then I had the whole thing about their weird questioning that came up in the defense attorney proved the point. What the fuck? They didn't correct anything. Law, make it make sense.
I am understanding why this was a not guilty.
Yeah.
That they just utterly destroyed their best witness, and he asked one question about stumbling. I'm almost speechless right now because this is just complete prosecutorial. It's not misconduct. It's negligence. I don't know how to say it.
Well,
there was so much that needed clarification. Even when we paused, I said, okay, well, the state's going to get a chance to kind of clean this up about, your perception of things, why your testimony might have been, different. Like, those are the things you have to clean up on your witness. You have to clean up all of the things that they just tried to poke a hole in about his credibility and inconsistent statements. Like, you can go in and just be like, no, you were really, how would you say your emotional state was after the incident? I was really emotional. Did that have an effect on your memory? Yeah, it did. Now, after your body was, after the adrenaline wore off, were you able? I am trying to think of non-leading questions. I'm so used as a defense attorney to being able to ask leading questions. I have to think of a non-leading way, but and is like, what was your bodily state? When you talked to the officers later on, and then did you have was your adrenaline level the same or was it different? It was different. You can go in there and be like, now, did that have what was the ability for your damn it, it's so hard to think of non-leading questions when I'm not used to it.
I feel
but you can go through this whole line of trying to make the jury understand that, hey, it's not unusual for you to have clouded memory that clears once your body is not all jacked up on adrenaline and endorphins and shit. It's not unusual.
Well, and that wasn't even the biggest thing they needed to clear up. I'm telling you, as the objective outsider, right? A little bit. I do have some legal stuff, but just trying to step out of the lawyer box, right? Objectively, they needed to. Oh, damn software update, bastard. Sorry, it popped up on my screen. Okay, they needed to clean up the event that occurred. What was his vantage point? That was a hard point that the defense drove home, and then also his inconsistent statements, to your point. I feel like those were the two big things they needed to clean up, and they didn't do shit. What the fuck was that?
That's true. And then the speed at which he was driving,
Yes.
all of these things that make it sound like he was being inconsistent. You have to go up and clean that up afterwards to give the juror say, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And it just baffles me that they dropped the ball that much. I'm understanding why this was not guilty.
No, I'm going to tell you one of the allegations of this case, or at least that's come out after. And of course, this is tinfoil hat shit, right? I'm making no broad allegations. Don't come for me, South Carolina. But one of the things that's come up about this case is them not including the lessers, and then just we've seen this shitty performance. Was that there was some in cahoots kind of shit going on?
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's an allegation. Again, I'm not saying it's true. I don't know. We're just watching this and doing legal break. I'm just saying that's been an allegation.
Well, I mean, this is something that's relatively common when prosecutors charge police officers, is they will charge them with a crime that is very difficult to prove, a higher level crime and not a lesser included, knowing that they're likely going to get acquitted. This used to be a big thing. It's less of a case now, but it used to be, officer goes, and has a bad shoot. They charge him with, murder one, for example, and then the jury finds, well, there was no premeditation, and they acquit him, and the state goes, shucks, well, we tried, sorry, blame the jury, public, it wasn't us.
Oh, I was going to ask you. Apparently, I heard that there was another case. I think Abe or Fancy told me about it, where apparently there's a car, and they said that this woman had stole diapers. She didn't, by the way, had a receipt and everything. She's trying to leave. And I guess the allegation is that she was trying to run over the officer, shoots into the car, unalives the baby. And I think the driver was also shot as well. Shoots into a moving vehicle. I didn't know if you'd heard about it. I haven't,
Yeah.
I hadn't heard about it yet, but I gotta
Yeah,
look into
I
that.
heard about it. It's the next case that all the race, the racially motivated MAGAs are talking about.
Oh, okay. See, I just heard about it yesterday, so I was like, usually it comes up on my Twitter feed because right-wing Twitter is insane and you see people saying the most crazy dog shit. So, yeah, I didn't know if you'd heard about it, but that's just what it made me think of. But yeah, I don't know how what did he ask? 2 freaking questions. After all of that, they objected twice or 3 times. 3 times. 3 objections during that whole thing is shit work. I just don't understand. I mean, I get the not guilty, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's still, day and a half, a case left to go. So, maybe we'll see. But yeah. Also he needed to clean up the 14-year-old with a gun stuff, like, I remember when the defense attorney was asking you about, the 14-year-olds with a gun. Yep. Now, what are your thoughts about a 14-year-old having a firearm and, get a chance to clean up? Now, are you saying that carrying a 14-year-old carrying a firearm is legal, illegal? What's your thoughts? And he'll say, oh, well, it's legal or it's illegal. And I'm like, no, you also were providing some cultural background. Is that right? Yep. Is it okay? Or, you said that it wasn't okay, but do you feel like, what are your feelings about why a 14-year-old might want to carry a firearm, even if it's illegal? And let them elaborate on that, and give them a chance to say, to try to clarify that nobody thinks it's okay, but that it is something that is done not with any sort of offensive intent, that kind of a thing. Just so much that was just left on the table there. I'm baffled. That was a bloodbath for the state on that witness.
I just for me, it's first of all that they opened that can of worms to begin with. Now his criminal past, valid. You want to put that on the table. Like, I understand you want to soften the blow, right? Like, I get it. That makes sense. But it's and I'm trying to, I'm doing the you thing. I'm trying to see this from the prosecution side. I really am. But I'm having a very hard time understanding, so they get him on the stand. They open up this huge fucking can of worms. That's the first point of attack for the defense. He's argumentative. He's combative with the witness. No objections. We finally get an objection on, I can't even remember what it was. And then we get an asked and answered, and then they do a sidebar. But I don't know that I have a lot of words. That was horrible. Who hires these people? Because they need to be fired immediately. I'm sorry. You did a shit work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm full on with the tinfoil hat that this was a coordinated attack, because I refuse to I've worked with some dumb prosecutors, but I refuse to believe that a prosecutor's two prosecutors sitting there.
No,
I think maybe even 3.
There's 4. There's 4 people from the
4
prosecutor's
prosecutors.
office there.
Okay. Awesome. 4 prosecutors sitting there, and nobody thought, hey, we should, nobody was taking notes about the things that you need to clarify and clean up on.
Thank you. you. I was like, why are you not taking notes? Like, I would have been writing everything down.
Yeah, and sometimes you know, sometimes something looks bad, but it's not really detrimental to your case. So maybe I was making too big of a deal about the 14-year-old. You know, that's not a real core thing of the case, but like the inconsistent statements, you need to make sure that the jury believes that this witness is credible and they believe what they saw. So yeah, to your point, the vantage point, getting that locked in, be like, yeah, the state is trying to say that you didn't have a clear vantage point. Could you explain to us clearly what you saw and where you saw it from?
Yeah.
Very clearly. And then you can go into the inconsistent statements, you know, and try to clear that up. But then, you know, you can just close it off with, you know, how, you know, are you thinking with a clear mind today? And then, so as you reflect on this, tell the jury, how confident are you that what you testified to seeing is what you saw? And, you know, he's going to say, I'm very confident. Cool.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'm putting on the tinfoil hat, but I'm not saying I don't have it on either. That's all I'm going to say. Like,
Alexa, buy more stock in Reynolds Wrap.
Amen. Well, I thought that was the saran wrap, not the, what is
No,
the?
Reynolds is the aluminum foil.
Oh, damn it. You're probably right. I don't know. I buy the HEB brand, so I don't know the name brands.
Cling wrap is the plasticky stuff.
You're right. I buy up all the holiday ones when they go on sale, the sticky ones, so you don't have to, like, you know, wrap your bowl 14 times.
Oh yeah, the press and seal. Yeah, that's the good stuff.
I love that shit. But you got to buy it when it goes on sale at, like, when they have 40 rolls of Christmas shit left. You can find it on sale for half price. I'm just saying.
So you're getting little Santas and pine trees out in July.
It's Christmas all year long in my house, Law. I'm just
there
saying.
We go. Here we go.
But yeah, like, I don't know. I'm unless they just blow me away tomorrow with whatever they got coming for the rest of the day too. I'm gonna say the tinfoil hat is looking better and better. I'm one of those people, I'm not gonna jump on any bandwagon. I don't care what anybody tells me. I want to see it. You know, like, I want to watch it. I want to observe. So, like, I know, you know, kind of where I'm at. But the question is, like, why? Like, who is this man? Somebody, like, is he, like, important in the community? Is it the defense and the prosecution working together? Are they jocking for Rick Chow? I don't know. Those are the questions I have. So I don't know. This just keeps getting worse and worse. And hopefully, maybe it'll get better. I don't know. Maybe we'll have an even better witness tomorrow. But if you had a better witness, why would you put your shitty witness on the stand is, like, my question.
Well, I mean, this is a witness who did give statements to police. So I think the defense may have ended up calling him anyway. It wouldn't have been quite as powerful because he is obviously going to be hostile towards them. But if you could get to treat him as hostile and try to get that there was, you know, a false narrative. But yeah, I don't know if the prosecution needed to call this guy. It did not go well for them.
No, it was the ick from, like, right from the off. When they started with that shit, I was just like, something's off. Like, I don't like this. My intuition is on point as usual. But yeah, this is really fucked up. Do you have any, I think I'm going to shut it down and probably go, you know, you'll see me in Alive in 5 minutes. But do you have any final thoughts?
What the fuck? That's my final thought.
That's fair. We've ended with
I know that like it's weird for me to be like rooting for the prosecution in this one, but like anytime that somebody's killed over water bottles, that offends my sense of justice and fairness in the world. So
No, I think like for me, anytime like within reason, I know there's some really extreme cases with like kid murderers and shit like that, but like, listen, if a kid gets unalived, it's starting to already like irk me. But then when I find out it's about bottled water, I'm just, we're done. Like I don't really need to know much more. Like I try to stay neutral when I do it here on TikTok, but like on my personal level, I'm just like, fuck you. Like I don't care. Like there's no reason you should be walking free, especially when I found out you shot that kid in the back. Like fuck off. Like I don't have anything to say to you at this point.
what the fuck?
This is America. Yay. Like I swear to God. But anyway, thank you so much for coming up, Law. I always appreciate you and your commentary, and you're always welcome. Tomorrow night, 10 o'clock, same time, going through the shits. We'll do probably 2 witnesses again tomorrow. We're going to get through this trial at some point, y'all. We'll take the weekend off, and then we'll come back on Monday. But tomorrow night, we may cut it a little bit shorter, and I may take guests tomorrow night, like who have questions that have like tried to come up before, and because I'm ridiculous and just overstimulated, I didn't do it. But maybe we'll do guests tomorrow. What do you think?
No, I think that's good. I think we've got a good enough feel for the case to where we can kind of answer that. I think a lot of people are wondering, how could this possibly have been an acquittal? And I think we're getting a good peek into why it could have been an acquittal. But no, I think that'd be good to have people kind of come up and ask their questions.
All right. Well, let's plan for it tomorrow. Maybe we'll watch a little bit. We'll have people up. They can ask questions and do the thing. I appreciate you, Law, again so much for all your commentary and everything. Attorney Di and Jen, they already left, but they come in as well. And my guy Davo, friend, he comes in as well. Anybody tomorrow night, if you have questions about this, come by. We'll be taking guests. And then thank you so much, everybody else who just comes in and likes and taps and does all the stuff, because we always appreciate it. Barda, thank you so much for gifting. You were amazing tonight. We appreciate you so much. And everybody else, just thank you for everything. And y'all have a good night, guys. Bye. Bye, Law.
Bye.